I guess.
And here's the one and only, practically the only comic book fan that literally calls it down through the middle and just says it, and everyone hates it. This is Iron Knight. Yours truly, Edgar, or just call me comic fan, whatever you want to call me. I'm there. Yeah. Oh boy, it's gonna be real fun talking about this. Cause Tevya, shall you talk about the bullshit that's going on? Which is obviously is bullshit to get new readers. And I will say this right now, for all you guys saying this is a bad idea, Rebirth was a bad idea in my opinion, because all it was pretty much nostalgia to the older DC fan, pretty much almost erased the entire whole point of their new universe. And I'm like, if you're bringing the old continuity in or mentioning the old continuity, what is the point of rebooting your fucking shitty ass universe?
Yeah, about the you know what I'm talking about. So basically, what we're talking about in general, watching it with no one is at the point, is that we're talking about basically the whole DCCon article presenting their current characters. Because I don't know rumors going on right now that DCCon may actually do that, which worries me. Why? Because I haven't before some characters in my opinion did not review, but because well, I'm fine with John Superman because you may if it's not rushed. But since DC is accelerating after the process, it's something that I want them very much to go over to his friend, naturally, they're going to accelerate the process, which worried me. Wait, we have Connor Kenneally at the end of the unit. Why have Connor Kevin Superman? Wait, speaking of Connor, where is Connor? Okay. No.
Yeah. What about it? What do you want? Where is Connor? Probably with the young. Why is he? Because John Kent's going to be Superman. Connor's Superboy. It's the whole reason why your fucking character was Superboy at the time. They had to age him up to where he was going to replace Clark Kent and bring back the older Superboy that everyone fucking loves. And I prefer him over John Kent. No offense to everyone.
None taken. But I
do love John. I do love John Kent, but I just like, boy, as much as I love you, I love the OG guy. I love my homie so much. He is the awesome dude. I love the OG. I mean, and I just felt like in Rebirth, they just replaced him with nuts. I would have been more leaning on him becoming that character. But I mean, since he's still alive, what the fuck to do? And the whole was an up and down spiral. I wasn't either. I like the John Kent. I like the no John Kent. I liked the Jeff Johns Connor the early 2000s T-Chance and the red. Yeah, I mean, I really like that interpretation of that character. He felt more human and it felt a little bit more interesting. But the fact is, I don't know what DC's doing anymore. I just really don't. Yeah, that's my boy. Honestly, with DC, I just okay. If they're gonna replace their superheroes, then just fucking do it. I'm at that point now with DC Comics. Yeah, and I'll say this right now: that's a better book than Teen Titans right now. Teen Titans, the way it is right now, sucks. It absolutely is trash. I don't mind the. I mean, like people could hate about Bendis on the Young Justice book. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, fine. You may say it sucks, but compare Teen Titans, which hasn't had a good fucking run in a long ass time, and honestly, it pisses me off because I'm the only guy that liked the two last runs, which is the most diversity book, the DCU and the New 52 books
Uh.
of Teen Titans.
Oh yeah, DCU.
Eh.
That a mess. Like, what the hell was
That was a fucking disaster.
Oh, we get Jeremy.
Can I? Oh fuck! Where the hell you been all this time? I mean, like,
you want to
give
join
him a
us?
link.
Okay.
You want to join? Dude, I'm like dying to see you. Where have you been all this time? I mean,
one link right up.
Fucking loaded.
That's
I
what-
mean, like, all right. Hopefully you can join. Huh?
Yeah, hopefully. And hope we enjoy the that we're gonna go.
Hopefully,
pick us up.
but anyway, I mean, but I'll just say this, just to, like, I'm a guy who calls it down the middle. I call it down the middle because when I don't like something, I call it out. I liked where it was going on the DC
DCU?
books. No.
Mhm.
I'll just say this. When Rebirth started, I was like, I had five books. Number one was Batman. Number two was Green Arrow, Green Lanterns, the Green Lanterns one, with what Jessica, whatever fuck her last name is, and pretty much Titans and fucking what else it was at the time Action Comics.
Action Comics,
Can
yeah.
y'all hear me?
Hello, Jeremy. What do you know?
Hey, y'all can hear me?
Man, what the hell you
Yeah,
been?
we hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you, man.
Okay.
Oh,
What the hell
yes.
you been all this
Stuff,
time?
and then we had a y'all heard about the tropical storm in Melda?
No.
The storm happened in our city. Basically, in a span of 8 hours, my entire neighborhood became a river. My house took on 3 inches of water. So we're looking at
Oh, God.
stuff.
Damn.
You know, I was
sorry.
like, there's a lot of people in my neighborhood, like a lot of people, they threw out their floors, their beds, their dressers, their drawers, just everything. Some people had to move. Some people lost their houses.
Jesus, that's messed up.
And besides that, it's just been a hectic year. I've been kind of behind. I'm doing work and school. It's been crazy since I started doing the morning shift, and I have to do some other stuff for a while. And I'm eventually going to come back sometime either this year or starting next year.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're
actually.
okay.
I'm actually a little. I actually thought yesterday that he died. He must.
No. It's
I
just
mean,
life just got in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed. Yeah.
And I'm not
Yeah,
I'm not one of those who likes to put everything on social media. I'm not one of those people. I don't like doing that.
I understand, man.
Okay,
To keep it on.
that's
But I have kept up with things
Oh.
like I just got Doomsday Clock, I'm still waiting on Jaws to finish the last 2 damn issues or the last issue.
That book has been delayed by crazy. I mean, Jesus Christ. Like we've been waiting for that book to come out for years.
Like, and also some people, like, I never understood, like, Rebirth was everything that was leading up to Doomsday Clock.
Yep.
You're telling me not anything in DC is getting a tie-in? You think the entire DC universe will have tie-ins to this? Instead, we got tie-ins to Dark Knight's Metal instead.
Finding about that though, about the metal stuff. Artifact would lead up to Doomsday Clock. I know Time lead up to Doomsday Clock. Superman was born near Doomsday Clock. Also into Doomsday Clock. But then Metal happened, which I thought Metal was a good event. But then after
Metal
Metal,
was more like I think personally about DC Metal, I think it was a setting up to that point where we're gonna get to see Dr. Manhattan and his own little bullshit because the button was
that would
a
happen.
heavily photoshopped. Huh?
Oh, no, I'm just saying, like, it was, no, actually, the problem with Doomsday Clock and Metal is that anything that's happening in DC, Doomsday Clock was supposed to happen 1 year into the
1
future.
year ahead. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what any of this was supposed to happen. And this book, really, none of the issues actually reference anything.
They haven't heard the credits for some reason. I don't know why. That been
So,
sucked.
like, nothing leads to Doomsday Clock is why I'm saying, like, the Superman theory, there's something where Gotham turns on Batman, which it's always been in DC Comics for the longest. Like, you telling me the entire DC line, nothing can lead up to Doomsday Clock. This is the thing that set off Rebirth.
That's the reason it pissed me off. That's the reason it annoyed me. Like, I
And
didn't.
it's probably editor control bullcrap. I mean, it's probably reasons why that book has been consistently getting delayed every single fucking time. And I mean,
it's
also,
Johns.
huh?
No, it's Jeff Johns. Anything that Jeff Johns touches, for any time it's a big event, it's always delays. This has been with forever.
Yeah.
Trinity War, forever. Anything he touches, any big event, it always have delays. And it takes almost a year to get done.
That's true. You're going with that. Like, the Training War didn't that get not Training War, shit. Forever Evil that got delayed.
And then Dark Side War.
So,
Yeah, but yet again, it was so fucking worth it because the story was so goddamn good. I mean, you had the
but it took so long.
It
I
did-
forgot this book even existed.
Sometimes it's worth it. The wait is sometimes worth it, even though it is a ass kicker to wait. And that is something I appreciate Jeff Johns on doing. But my only problem on what DC is doing is the consistently mentioning the whole what's that word? Continuity. The older continuity.
Yo, Connie.
The older continuity. I'm like,
Yeah.
why are we mentioning this shit? I mean,
No,
are you
that's the
saying-
point of Rebirth. That was the point of Rebirth. Rebirth was supposed to lead into this. It was supposed to touch on the old continuity, and then Heroes in Crisis also. God, that was just character
No, you're trying to
assassination.
mess everything up. Like, that was a monkey
That was
wrench.
character assassination at its finest for a while.
Assassination.
That was a disa- I'll just say this: it was a great concept, but it was a disaster in the whole thing. I
know,
will
they picked the
admit,
wrong
as
character.
much as I like.
One at a time.
Well, okay, then who do you? Okay. Hold on. Explain yourself. I'm lost. Please.
It goes against the entire Flash code, but Wally code, because Wally is supposed to be optimistic, even in Titans when they first were running by who's writing
I think it's Percy, right?
No, Benjamin Percy. No, Dan Abnett was doing it.
Damn it with it.
Yeah, Dan Abnett, when he was writing the book, Wally kept bringing up the old continuity, but you never saw him get to this level where
That's
he's
true.
going to this. Okay, first of all, the entire point of this whole little thing with Heroes in Crisis, it can never work because one, why would a villains go to a place where heroes go to try to confess their sins and to show their true identities? That would have never worked. The villain would have just got all their information and just went after them. That, and secondly, you're talking to a camera. That's not real therapy.
Yeah, and the AI didn't help out. The AI felt weird.
Like, this entire story sounds. Basically, this is Avengers standoff or whatever it was called.
It's an innocent concept. But like I said, I agree with Edgar this when he thought it isn't kind of a bad execution.
And then the whole thing with Wally murdered. They went into the future. They cloned Wally, and then he murdered that version. Like that
made no sense.
Everything. That's what
Yeah.
really got me. It's like Tom King. I know he used to work for the CIA, and God knows what he did for these people. But he clearly has issues, and he needs to work through that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the problem is, him. I just think, honestly, his Batman runs decent, in my opinion. I prefer it over than fucking yours truly.
Scott
the
Snyder?
last story arc by Scott Snyder, and I haven't forgive.
Wait, which
Scott
story arc?
The Gordon story, I think DCU.
Oh, okay. Okay, the problem with that one is Dan DiDio decided to do that whole. I don't know whose real bright idea was DCU. All I know is Dan DiDio loves to put his name out there, so he's really the only person you can blame. And then there's actual horror stories where this man has multiple times tried to screw up the DC continuity. He tried to be Joe Quesada where he tried to make something stick, like killing off Dick Grayson and trying to make it stick. And we all know that would never happen.
No, that won't happen.
No,
And if it does happen, we'll be fucking one of the crucified of them, unless it's out.
Have you seen that Rebirth live stream? Like when they was announcing Rebirth, Dan DiDio said, I have a long history with Nightwing, and he tried to make this little funny jab at it, and nobody was laughing because he just done it multiple times where he tried to forcibly kill him.
He honestly hates the character, does not like him.
No, he thinks that he thinks since Nightwing exists, It's like Spider-Man. He thinks it'll make Batman feel old. That's why he doesn't like it, because they grew up, and it makes Batman grow up, which makes Danny Dio and people like him who grew up reading comics feel old.
No,
What?
it's not. No, like honestly, I kind of feel like he just hate anyone that tries to do everything they can to kill off the character is hating the character. I just personally feel that way.
No. He's doing that shit Joe Quesada did where he said heroes being married makes them feel old. That's the real reason they try to get rid of him. And that's why that's why I said, like, that's one of the reasons I don't like Danny Dio, is because he changes shit to try to feel young and try to get in this newer generation that's honestly, people are switching to manga and anime at this point. Like, comics is not doing great.
I'll give Marvel some credit. Marvel, I'll give
How is it not doing great? I'm like, hold on. How is it not doing great? How?
Dude, would you like to see the sales charts for all the canceled books that sells literally under 5,000? Like, I can show you all these numbers.
Because the fact is, no one is pushing on them. And two,
no one wants to read SJW garbage. I'm going to be straight up with you guys. These books are SJW garbage. No one reads
that's crap.
No one finds them fun. Like, Unstoppable Wasp or whatever, she was canceled twice. Iceman canceled twice.
Yep.
And then they admitted on Twitter, because before I got kicked off of Twitter for other reasons, Sina Grace flat out said Marvel was doing identity politics, where they're hiring people based on what they are instead of who they are, which is why Sina Grace, a gay white man, was writing a book about a gay white man, like Gabby Rivera. Like this, this is open secret. This is why comics is really failing, and a lot of people even saying, like, Marvel has not. The only reason why Marvel's staying afloat is because they're forcing comic shops to buy issues in bulk to get those variant covers and stuff, and so they're kind of inflating the numbers.
That's insane.
Actually, no, take that. No, that's a good business strategy to sell more books, because you can have that with Spider-Man, X-Men, and fucking whatever. I mean, I made.
Sorry to cut you off, but there's a problem with that. It's hurting the comic book shops, and they're complaining because I see.
Well, I mean, then don't buy the book.
No, that's the problem. No one's buying the books. That's the problem. The comic book shops have been complaining about one of these comic book shops that closed last year. They said most of their Marvel books have just been collecting dust. No one buys them. And the shops can't do anything about it because if they want to get all these other.
Okay. How much Jane Foster Valkyrie book sold?
Good question.
It goes to almost $5. $5. Like, your regular Marvel book starts from $3.99 to almost $6.99. And who the hell has
what? That's insane.
It's a hard business to sell.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like $4 or $5 a comic. For $8, I can get an entire volume of a manga.
I know, but I'm just saying. I'm just going to use the words my dad said. Comic books are a lot harder to sell money. Even DC has done that.
Print is now becoming harder because everyone's switching to digital.
That's true.
Because digital is becoming more of a mainstream thing now. Because the fact is, everyone would rather buy the shit in there, and it's going to eventually transfer.
No one wants to leave home. No one. You can literally buy groceries and have it delivered to you these days.
I know that.
No one wants to leave home.
One time.
That's what I just said that shit. Everyone, mainstream is becoming the next big thing. It's gonna kill the lot of the shops. I'm gonna say this right now. I've been into many comic book shops way before the SGWs. They all got closed in the end. So this whole thing of Marvel's doing it. No, I kind of find that bull crap in my opinion, because no one buys comics. It's only a specific audience.
More specific series.
Well, actually, I like you can finish because I have a rebuttal for that.
Yeah.
I'll be right back for that. So give me a minute.
Okay. Yep. Anyway,
besides that, I got Doomsday Clock. I got Young Justice.
Nice.
I just picked that up. I just started reading it. Okay, it seems fair. Okay, I like Benjamin. Tomasi's artwork is not Tomasi.
Contribution.
No, Patrick, what's his name? Patrick Gleason.
Yeah, Gleason, yeah.
Gleason's artwork, as always, is phenomenal. The story is pretty much Bendis is a hit or miss when it comes to certain things. Like when it comes to cosmic stuff, Bendis cannot write to save his damn life.
The Superman stuff sucks. The Superman never pissed me off. By the way, but like, I'm mad that he ate him. My favorite character, I'm saying Superman, he ate him for bull crap. Not just
a lot of people got pissed off the fact that he got rid of John, he got rid of Lois, and then he aged up John for no damn reason.
Yeah, I'm still. Oh, we gotta comment even DJ again. I want you to take a week for going to Albert Pennyworth. I think we all for it. I think it will be a good idea one shot.
Actually, what's up with this thing where with King?
Huh?
And no, King's latest Batman issue, what he did to Alfred.
Oh yeah, he killed him off.
No. And then I don't understand why one thing that's also confusing me is why does Flashpoint Batman wants to kill his own son? That goes against everything the character stands for. Like the guy was a brutal Batman, but he didn't kill innocents, and he definitely didn't hate his son. And I jumped off of King's Batman when I found out what happened in what happened with that wedding. I just
issue 50.
Jumped off. Like, last thing he wrote that interested me was the War Jokes and Riddles.
Yeah, War Jokes and Riddles. But issue 50, I got pissed off because like you promised me a wedding, and I got jacked and shit, and I just got mad.
I just jumped off. I said, okay, Marvel and DC are playing a race to see who can outscrew who on a wedding. See, they killed off Colossus, or do you want to see Catwoman basically tell them at the altar?
All right, I'm back now.
Okay.
Go on.
We were complaining about who Marvel and DC doing a race to see who can do a worse wedding issue.
Yep. Yeah, we had the Batman Catwoman wedding. Then we had the Claude
I'm kind of glad that didn't happen. You want to know why? Because the fact is, everyone would go after Catwoman and go. Look, Batman, in my opinion, should never get married. Period. He's a character, has too many enemies. The moment all of his villains find out that he got married with Selene, which will be completely obvious, they will find out. They will go out of it. No, I'm not done. They'll go out of their way. They'll go out of their way to kill her, and it showed. And I'm like, I'm kind of bear off. And plus, as much as I want to see his daughter canon, I don't want that 1,000 issue storyline where he has his entire family, but in the end of the whole story, he's always going to be left alone. He's always going to be a lone man. And that disturbed me. That fucking pissed me off.
Yep. Oh, we got a comment from even Dini said, Jane Tini just had to come on for so much better than Tom King main Batman book. I agree.
Anything that's not written by Tom King right now is
X-Men. Oh, speaking of news, he came out. Apparently, get this.
What?
Damian Wayne going to 35th Century.
Wait, what?
As you can see.
Wait, say that again. I did not understand.
We just welcome Damian Wayne to the 31st Century.
Oh, he's going to stay there and join the Legion of the Superheroes? Oh, that's good. That makes something worth the shit. I mean, at least I have my... At least he'll be there along with the idiot morons and the Titans. Literally can go scram and go fuck off for all I care. Because his new team sucks.
I agree. The new team have been very disappointing because this team is a complete mess. It's been a Suicide Squad, except for Teen Titans, which is weird.
Okay, now, here comes my rebuttal earlier. SJWs were kind of always in comics. The problem is now, starting in 2013, ever since AVX, I want to say AVX in 2011, 2013 is when it started. They started injecting a little. But 2016, when Donald Trump got in, that's when it just went full SJW, and Mark Waid went off the damn rails. Hard.
Yeah, I agree.
Because his Captain America run, he had an entire four-part story about with Donald Trump, like this little war thing where Donald Trump took over America. He turned the thing who's Jewish into a slave. He started killing off people. He made himself a king. dude,
What the fuck?
chill.
When did that happen?
Y'all didn't, no, that was in his Captain America run. You can look this up. Wade did a 4 or 5 part story where it's literally an analog of Trump taking over America, and like the country's in ruins, things are on fire, minorities were getting killed left and right. Mark Wade is an unhinged psychopath who also is in a. I can't wait to hear him lose that court case anyway, because
Oh,
Yeah,
but yet again,
yeah.
I'll say this. He has done an amazing job on Spider-Man.
I agree. Wait, Mark Wade and Nick Spencer are confused.
no, Nick Spencer writing Spider-Man, not Mark Wade.
Yeah, you got
Oh,
that. Mark Wade will Captain America. Nick Spencer is writing Spidey.
Nick
Oh,
Spencer's another weird one that just kind of he went quiet.
Wait a minute. Nick Spencer will Captain America and the Secret Empire stuff. That did that, but after Secret Empire, he left to go to Spidey. And his Spider-Man book
Yeah,
has been excellent.
and then oh my god, then Dan Slott, like he's really a salty person who cannot take any form of criticism. Like he literally blocked me because I criticized him.
I'll just say he probably would hate me. I gave him a good question. Why are you doing Ultron? Can you bring more classic villains? And he replied to me, well, I did some villains from Iron Man and a handful of other villains. So I think it's a good way of doing it. He did it in a solo way, but I criticized him pretty much. Look, I'm not saying his Iron Man book is trash, but for me, the Iron Man book is not saying much. He's a casual fan of Iron Man. That is not an opinion, it's a fact. When you put your heart and soul out, it is saying a lot.
Yep. Oh, wait, after Marvel went downhill.
Yeah, 2016, Marvel just went full SJW. But Dan Slott, one of the things he really gets mad is when you criticize him on his Spider-Man run, because a lot of us said he should have really jumped off after Spider-Verse. Like,
thank you. That
was
I agree. But yet again, I'm going to say this right now. I mean, I agree, but yet again, I wouldn't have that entire run of the Volume 4, the 4th run of Amazing Spider-Man, and it was literally almost the extolgenness of classic Iron Man, and had that clone conspiracy. Great fucking.
Oh yeah, that nonsense. But you know what? That book ended years ago, and Benoit's gone, King is gone, so I'm not gonna bring that book up.
Also, with the whole thing with Osborn learning magic, that thing was just forgotten.
Yeah, that was forgotten.
That was just pretty much It was weird, but it was dumb, but it was also kind of fun and hilarious.
I would have liked that.
And to go half him.
Yeah, I would have liked that. But the problem was Dan Slott said as long as he was living, he was trying to stay on Spider-Man for as long as he wanted, and you could tell that his stories were starting to go downhill, and he was stubbornly refusing to let go.
Because the fact is, he was racing on Bendis. Bendis was keep on going. He was ahead of him. His books were more enjoyable. Granted, take you on the Miles stories, but
not that
he was still going. The moment he left, the moment Bendis left Marvel, and he ended his story, he probably felt there's no point. Dan Slott lost. He took the L, and that was it. It was over. It was done.
It wasn't that. It was more like he was getting forced out.
Thank God for that. I'm glad he got forced out.
He was kind of forced out because a lot of people were finally getting upset, and they're starting to boycott Dan Slott in particular because he started blocking people for having any kind of. That was a certain point where he just started blocking people for having any kind of criticism on Spider-Man, and from what I heard from people who are talking about in the whisper rooms, they literally had to tell him to stop. They told him either he was going to get fired or something. He had to stop it. He had to step down, and that's why he went to Fantastic Four and Iron Man. Because you could tell he wanted to stay on Spider-Man for as long as he wanted.
But thank God I got off.
Granted, I'm gonna say this: he's a big fan of Volpe, but the problem is, it's just certain point you just gotta go. People are gonna want to have someone new, and that's just how it is.
I know.
I mean, personally, with me, I think Marvel is doing an okay job, in my opinion. Granted, people just don't want to buy the books. It's expensive. Comics are becoming more and more and more expensive. This is
Yep.
becoming a thing from the old days. It was like 75 cents to $1 to $3. Now
The
$4.
$5,
Yeah,
I just want to say, Dougie, yes, I agree, because on Twitter, all they do is mainly talk about politics and things that are not even comic related anymore.
I didn't know about that.
well, everything is political now.
That's true.
YouTubers are
No,
political.
on Twitter, they don't promote their books because I have an archive tweets. When it came to Dan Slott's 12 issue Silver Surfer run, he only mentioned the book 4 times on his Twitter. He never once went over the story or talked about anything else. It was mostly about Donald Trump and how he think Orange Man is bad.
Levi was part of the mind.
Well, I mean, yet again, they're going to do what they want to do. I mean, why in the hell not
Like-
just talk about the fuck?
But the thing is, if you're a comic books writer, most of the people who follow you, they want to talk about the comics, not your political beliefs. And that's
Or talk about anything else. I kind of find that very kind of stupid, and you're kind of restricted of what you can do now on your on what can you do on. Yeah, you could promote your book, but that doesn't mean I can't talk about something else. Well, come on, man.
No, this is what some of us thought. He could have his personal account, and he could also have one that's just all about the comics.
That's actually not a bad idea.
That's what we all said, but they don't
You're all
want that.
right about that. You're all right about that, but most people just don't think about that crap. I mean,
No,
they're gonna do what they
They
want.
just don't want to do it because Twitter's just toxic. Like I said, Twitter is just pure
Twitter is a
toxic.
mess, but that's not talking about it. Anyway, though, we get some two comments where we
Wait,
go.
wait, I mean,
Oh yeah,
Oh,
back to
I'm just
Doomsday
saying,
Clock.
I mean,
I was gonna say back to Doomsday Clock. What is it?
Oh,
Next issue ain't coming until December.
we'll get that later, but I do like the comments. I'm more about one for even days ago. I'm more Batman to one on Shiver. I got the type of show to put them in that dynamic. It's still going. I would be all for it. That'd be an awesome couple.
I'm not really. I'm not into the whole Wonder Woman / Batman thing.
yeah, I mean, either I'm more on the camp of Batman and Selene. I'm sorry, I feel that they're more dynamic and they're more. You could be more accustomed to that. For me, I just feel like when it comes to like I'm just saying my personal opinion. I haven't been that much of a humongous fan of the current direction on DC. Marvel, it's very mixed. Mostly of the books I read is Thor, Iron Man, and the Thor, the Spidey books and the Thor books, Valkyrie and Loki.
What's his name that does Venom? That guy is great.
Oh yeah, he does it awesome. He's doing he did the Ghost Rider book. And he's going to take. I think he's going to take over a book. Thor.
2 and 4. Colin Bunn.
No, what I like about him is he took something from Jason Aaron. He took the God. The God Butcher. He took that whole the Avian Blade or the Black Blade, and he turned it into something that actually is a bigger picture of the Marvel universe. I love how he took something so minor and turned it into something bigger.
Yeah, Don Tate. Don Tate, my bad.
Yeah, Donny Tate. Yeah, that guy is great. I love what he did to Venom. I love how he gave the Venom. I love how he gave the symbiotes an even greater backstory. Like these are these things that just exist on our planet. No, they were something much, much, much bigger.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Oh,
yeah, it made it more interesting. Go on. Let's see who wants say their opinion.
It is all different DC. There's even gender war with Flash again. They're supposed to become very in fight. So maybe it doesn't happen.
I don't believe that part.
I want Wally back in the Flash.
I doubt they're gonna kill off Barry. They're kind of got a good thing going on, but DC is kind of hit and miss right now with certain books.
Do you think? I mean, personally, they literally fucking went out of their way to use the nostalgia goggles, bringing back the older continuity back. So I kind of feel like they screwed themselves on this whole thing.
If the problem is they strayed from what they were, because New 52 seemed like a wet dream for Dan DiDio.
Yeah, it was a mess.
That was his wet dream.
Wait, hold on. Okay. Then explain to me. This is the one thing I still don't know. Okay. I just want to say something, and this is something that I'm just calling it down the middle and just saying it how it is. Doesn't matter Dan DeVito or whatever. Why would you say we're rebooting our universe, then backtrack it? It tells me
because there were too many problems when it came out. Like, first of all, they didn't reboot everything. No, they didn't reboot everything. Green Lantern kept its continuity. Batman kept its continuity.
Robin got fucked over.
And then a lot of things got worse because then they brought back Wally, but then they made him black, and oh my God, did we rage so hard about that decision? That was terrible. They changed up.
Just one thing. It was just one thing. Oh, yeah, things. Okay. That may be the case. They wanted to keep the stuff that Green Lantern and Batman were going. They established in one-shot origin stories of some of the characters on each one to, okay, this is that character's origin story in this universe, this character's origin story in this universe, and go forward.
He got fucked over badly. They fucked up Burrito way bad.
Who? Wait, say that again. You kind of glitched.
Burrito again, Jaime Reyes.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I agree. But I mean, like, I'll just say, I'm like, it's a reboot. It's a reincarnation of a new interpretation of the character. You got to restructure the entire whole thing. And the problem is, if you're gonna backtrack it, not only people like me just feel like you wasted my time here. I'm like, and honestly, I just want something new and fresh. But if you're gonna literally just waste my time, I'm not gonna support your universe.
Okay, here's my rebuttal to that. For Rebirth, they didn't just do nostalgia goggles. The thing is, okay, they redid Superman's origin. That's about, and then the most they did was bring back the old Titans. They brought back the Titans that had heart and soul because, let's face it, New 52 Teen Titans was not selling. Period. They couldn't find a writer.
No, they couldn't. They really couldn't. They tried to make something new out of it. People weren't feeling the book, so they brought back to
save it. No, they couldn't find anyone to save that book. So I'm glad they tried to bring back Titans, which they brought the whole heart and soul back. They fixed Superman's continuity again, which is a good. Plus, they also gave him a son where it's kind of nostalgia, but they still advanced Superman forward. It was still a good thing because they gave him more character development. And John is one of the best things to happen in Superman books in a long time.
I agree. He's great. He's adorable.
I could agree with, but here's one thing about that. I completely agree on John Kent being the best thing out of Superman because they made that whole statement. People had this shit for years of Superman can't be a father, but also still be a superhero at the same time.
Which is bullcrap.
Which is bullcrap now. It is a proven fact that he can be a superhero, but also have his son be taking his reins. The only problem I had with John Kent is I felt they were replacing Connor, and I felt like they were so trying to make him be the new Superboy. And if it hasn't with Bendis, they literally aged him up a bit, and bringing Connor back, I honestly feel like we wouldn't see Connor. I honestly feel like
I can believe it. I think we still will have Connor. We can have two Flashy, we have two Superboy, and we have like 5 Robins. It can still work.
The problem with that is we would have to acknowledge that where did Superboy go after the whole
stuff?
The whole thing. Like the problem is the way I saw it was it's gonna be like, let's say Rebirth. It was very good, but there were certain characters like it was gonna be a nightmare to reintroduce to the main continuity again. Like Superboy, it's just gonna become a nightmare because you can't say, oh wait, here's a Superman clone that no one knew about because Superman already met him in the New 52. So you couldn't do that. It was
New 52 Superman died, remember?
No, they combined it though. They combined them both and made it timeline again.
Yeah, and also another thing, they made it where that he was nothing more than a half of a version of Superman. So basically, they split their character up into 2 people, and I'm like, and that just made me quit reading Superman comics.
Oh yeah,
they have to retcon that.
Yep.
What they did?
Yeah, like New 52 Superman was this, like basically Mr. Mixoplex. He basically had to use his 5th-dimensional powers to basically combine the two and just MacGuffin them back into one being. Where it's saying, you know what, New 52 existed, pre-52 existed. Here's your new Superman. There, you happy?
Yep.
And like that's what I'm saying. Like that was one of the problems. Like they just combined the both because everything still happened. Everything from the kind of except for the whole, Lois became New 52 Superwoman. They erased that entire thing from history. That did not happen
Actually,
because Mr. Flick made it.
according to my they watched New 52 Superman somehow and did a sideways book. Oh yeah, he did come out sideways. That was weird. I didn't get that.
It scratches my head. They're gonna try to bring him back and try to make him feel like the original Superman, which is fine. But I'm like, yet again, do we need to go all this problems? Like, I mean, this is my whole problem with DC. I don't know what the hell they're going with. I still am scratching my head. I'm like, is Wonder Woman still what she is in the New 52, or is that completely erased? I mean, just Jesus Christ, DC, come on, give me a fucking break.
Actually, according to my good friend, even he said, for me, the big issue was when Jane Robin took over one way, to create into the Amazon demo with Greg Rucka. Oh yeah, that did happen. Jane Robinson.
Like I said, there's continuity problems where it's a nightmare, and like I said, I don't know what's going on backstage. I don't know what they're. Because from what I gathered on Twitter, all the writers don't actually talk to each other about continuity. That seems to be the problem.
That's a massive problem. That could easily hurt their books, and it's probably going to hurt.
They said it like, what's his name? Who's doing Nightwing? What was his name?
Jurgens?
No, doing Nightwing Rebirth.
Hang on a sec. I'm gonna look this up.
What's his name?
I'll be right back.
Okay. This is gonna drive me nuts. Let's see, Nightwing.
I got a book around here somewhere because he was doing Nightwing.
Got. Tim Seeley.
Yes, Tim Seeley. Because he was talking about there were books going on that they all weren't aware of. Like there's certain things that were going on in DC that some of the writers just weren't aware of, period. Like, I don't know if he was aware of what's going on with the Rebirth and Scott Snyder doing with Metal because it was kind of focusing on his Bat book until he was told to do the tie-ins.
Yep. I saw great books. Don't you know if I should borrow Flash Forward? Flash Forward is okay, but you can tell that book is hand-fisted down the floor to Pitch Roy. It's in my Scott O'Dell saying later in the outline.
I'm back now.
Like I said, continuity with DC is a nightmare at the moment because they're not talking to each other.
What's that going to Ivan? I'm lost. Like, I'm apparently the main of Ivan guy as a Manhunter. Who's Manhunter? I know Manhunter.
You're talking about the Manhunter books, the characters, because I have the books right here about when they talked about Kate Bishop when she was the third Manhunter. They talk about the second guy.
Yeah, apparently he's a Leviathan.
Yeah.
Which?
Yeah, I'm just literally. Well,
oh, sorry. Continue.
I want to say something else. I want to ask you a question. I want to know, how do you feel about Marvel? Like, tell me, like, do you think Marvel's doing a good job? Because the books I've seen were doing back to basic. I mean, like, I'm like, honestly, like, Miss Marvel's pretty good. The new Miss Marvel book, I really like where. Huh?
Wait, do you want my honest opinion right now? Because I can give it to you, and it's not going to be great. Because what I got to say is kind of shocking because, one, backstage politicking, because if you go on Glassdoor and look at because I did this and looked at some of the current employee things, they're talking about there's a lot of backdoor politicking going on, and some people feel like they have to keep certain opinions to themselves or they can get kicked off of books. And the problem is that certain books feel like there's an agenda put into it, i.e. Mark Waid, i.e. Saladin Ahmed, because he's another guy who is, I don't know, because you guys are not on Twitter. I used to be on Twitter a lot. Like,
I never go on Twitter.
Well, he is the guy who's currently doing Miss Marvel. He is very anti-white, like hard, and it shows in his books sometimes.
I thought it was written by a woman.
No. It's Saladin Ahmed.
Oh yeah, he wrote the Inhuman.
He took over for G. Willow Wilson. Wilson left to go to DC.
Yeah,
I know that, but I heard the new Miss Marvel book is doing a new the
you mean
new
Captain
writers
Marvel? Because Captain Marvel's getting its relaunch.
Wait, after the Dark Captain Marvel book?
No. This newest one, this newest one, that she's apparently about to become like this darker version of herself. That's like her 5th or 6th relaunch in 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, well, the reason why is they're trying to make the character click with people. I guarantee you, they're gonna kill her off.
She's not clicking
Eventually.
Brie Larson is terrible, and the character is not clicking comic-wise.
I'm sorry. No.
Let's not go that far. I think Brie Larson is okay, Captain Marvel. Not the best, but you know what? She's fine.
I'm just saying, you can't lie. She had too many relaunches in a short span of time to get people to click.
I know that, but yet again, here's the problem. Here's the problem with Captain Marvel. People just don't like her. It's the same thing with Iron Man, but yet again, Iron Man never had this problem. Iron Man had, during Civil War I, all the way down to at a certain point in the McFraction run, everyone hated the character. Period. End of story. He was a bad rat. And just personally with me, there'll be a writer that will fix the character, but I just think that, the fact is people just are not a big fan of the character. So you're going to have many launches of this character. It's a very hard character to sell. I mean, Captain Marvel, tell you the truth, is just a very not that much interesting character book. I mean, like, I never really cared about Marvel.
I know what that was.
She's not an interesting character. It's just the people who are the current level of writers are just talentless hacks. I'm going to say now. They're just terrible writers in general.
Not terrible writers.
No, I said the current.
Yet again, that's your guys' opinion.
Yeah.
I find that very hard to believe because, in my opinion, they're putting a lot more effort in their books than I see in DC.
Okay, I mean, let me explain on who I think don't have talent.
Okay.
One is Cena Grace. He kind of has talent, but he needs a lot of more work. Max Passaggio is a talentless hack. What's his name? Southern Augment. He's hit or miss. Max Passaggio is basically.
That's okay, man.
Basically, Max Passaggio is a trans person who uses their identity to get work in comics.
Oh yeah, that trend. Didn't you like the Iceman?
Somebody who gets she writes a whole bunch of comics, but nobody has never heard of Max Passaggio because no one reads Max's books. No one talks about Max Passaggio, period. Like the woman who did Kate Bishop, what's her name? She is another.
I forget.
Like her, she did West Coast Avengers. Another talentless hack. She doesn't deserve. Yes, all her books got canceled. The one who did Unstoppable Wasp, another terrible writer. Gabby Rivera, a racist who really doesn't like white people. Terrible book, got canceled. Marvel has a horrible identity politic hiring, where they doing diversity hires because even Christopher Priest said they wanted to hire him to do a Black Panther book, but nothing else because he's a black person. So I guess a black man had to do a black character. Yeah, he actually got mad about that. And that's why he left to DC, because he said if he's going to go back to DC, he's not going to write a black character. And he made the best Deathstroke run.
Yeah,
I'll just say this. I mean, okay, you make a good, fair point. I kind of find that, like, in my opinion, I would rather read the bullshit on Marvel than reading the asinine crap that DC's putting out.
Fair enough.
Also,
in my opinion, because I'm like, say this right now, Bendis is not really helping anything. I'm a humongous Bendis fan.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I like him a lot with his other books. I hate his Superman run. Why? I'll give you a good damn reason why. No, Tevia, shut up. I'm talking.
Okay.
The problem is Superman fans. Tevia knows this. You know, the problem is he's afraid of Superman fans. Bendis is scared shit list of being called out, or just if he makes a poll where it makes sense to the plot, does something interesting to the character of Superman or as a whole, or makes something ballsy that is going to be talked about for many, many years. He doesn't want that to happen. He's playing it safe. And a lot of DC books now play it safe. Like the Titans, awful book.
Which
Trash.
one?
Ever since they... Both of them. Ever since they fucking rechanged the lineup, playing it safe, awful book. Trash storytelling.
Like the recent one I can send, the Rebirth book is good, but then that book went to hell when they were
No, both books, Titans and Teen Titans. They were both great. Nothing was wrong about them.
I was gonna say the guy who came and did Teen Titans, then this new Cradle line is not clicking. They should have left it with Benjamin Percy.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the problem. So I'm like, you say they don't have Marvel doesn't have any talent. Okay, then fine. I can highly disagree with that because Marvel's just being Marvel, in my opinion. They're just doing today's time frame. Because the fact is, we had a black Iron Man before. We had this. We had that. We had politics around for all these years for Marvel. And if you say it's good or bad now, okay, maybe in today's day and age it sucks now, but it's always been that way. And I just feel like with DC, they used to be putting out something interesting and innovative, and they haven't done that in such a long time now. And the fact is, literally, they rebooted their universe, and the fact is, they're trying to erase that and say, "Oh, we didn't really mean that. We're just literally."
Yep.
It's the problem is DC tried to copy Marvel, and DC is not Marvel. DC is not the world. It is not the world outside your window.
Yeah.
It never was, and they stripped the heart away. That's what made people pissed about
that. I'm sorry, I straight out disagree with that. I felt like the older stories were just like the whole thing. Like when I read the older books of Teen Titans or Batman or Superman, Wonder Woman, I'm not a humongous fan of the older books on her. I'm kind of I don't know much on her older books. The only thing I read about her is the new shit, and that's really it. Haven't really tackled on her older books, but I really should shoot myself on that because I love the character. But I mean, back to the whole thing. I mean, I kind of find like, well, they made something interesting on having fucking what's this?
I agree, but Ben and Patriot Teen Titans was awesome. I love that book.
Great.
Anyway, back to what I was saying. Like the fact is, I personally feel you had character interactions and relatability factor. You had Cassie Kane, who was a mute at the time. She was practically a hero that people couldn't talk about. Like people can't talk. They have to use sign language and pretty much go forward in their lives. That's today's audience. Why can't we do that now? If we put that out, people will call that SGW. I guarantee it.
Why? Like, what the hell? Because then again with all the
I don't know. Because that's how today's audience works today. I mean, the fact is, I'm just saying, yeah, you may say Marvel's political. DC, they went out of their way to make a mute character that was at the time, and yes, she did talk later on, but at the time, she was a mute and she used sign language, and she was Batgirl at the time. And also was used Barbara Gordon. She was kicking some ass, but she was a handicap character. Taking her away of the handicap just throws out of the whole relatability of handicap.
Actually, people were pissed about that.
People were pissed about
that. They actually did say they started. Yeah,
I'm just using it as an example. I didn't mind it, but yet again, it was a fuck you to the handicapped people. I digress myself. I mean, I honestly kind of felt like with DC, they can go realistic. and they can go realistic to a point where it's very relatable. It's something interesting. It's something innovative to bring the other books selling well. Like Miss Marvel. I love the fact that Miss Marvel in the current books, she's trying to go out of her way to help her father to still be alive. And that's a very awesome thing to go. How the Spider-Gwen books, that was first one, was a miniseries. They openly stated that.
They didn't mention it first, but then after it got popular, then it got almost then it got
they played it safe and see what was the test waters of the new creative team. I'm actually really liking the new creative team of Spider-Man. I'm actually and also looking forward to seeing her meet up with the Jackal, because that's one of the things I always wanted to see, her meet up with the Jackal. But I mean, I am basically calling it down the middle. I'm just saying, I'm a little salty that the fact that DC pushed it out of me, because I was going in this new continuity in this new universe. Yeah, they established some things that they left that they wanted to still keep, but just do origin stories of the characters like Jason, Damian, Dick Grayson, all those characters, and Batgirl, and Tim Drake and all that crap to fit in the new continuity. It worked. It made things better for the universe, in my opinion. I know you can say I'm wrong.
Zillia happened. They fucked everything up.
Okay. One of my problems is like.
Wait. God, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we got a comment from my good friend Ben said, Prince said, nowadays some idiot was an anti-diversity scenario is why I battle when doing anti-diversity video on my channel, which I again. Yeah, I agree. Both sides are.
That is half and half true. Like the characters I don't like is one Riri, because they like she's the first black intelligent female character to exist, and anybody remember Lulu? Remember her?
Nope.
Where did she go?
Nope. Like that's the thing. Like this is Marvel. If the character's not popular, they get rid of them.
No. But they forced Riri down our throats, though. Like they forced her hard, because one of the problems I brought up with people is it's not that she's black or she's smart. It's how Bendis went about it. And one of the most grossest things I saw is that one really, really terrible moment where she asked her white teacher to tell her, a little black girl, that she can't do something so she could prove her wrong. And that's one of the things that drove me up. That irked me so bad. And another thing is, Bendis doesn't even try anymore. Bendis has, at some point, Bendis just gave up. Almost all his books are either hit or it's a miss. Infamous Iron Man, good. Iron Man with Riri, it's meh. Really, to be honest, I really don't like it. It's like, and then it's not the fact that we can't do Superman. It's DC bent over backwards to give Bendis the entire Superman run, where he didn't even prove himself he can write a DC character. And that's one of the things I don't like, is because Bendis, he has this thing where he says screw everyone else's continuity and just does whatever the hell he wants.
Fuck him up.
And that's what makes me really mad.
Same.
Well, here's my problem. I didn't mind him doing Superman. I personally felt like he was a good fitting for me, because I really didn't like the creative team that were going for Superman. I just felt like, John Kent was the only thing there for me I would go read in the main Superman book, but I want more than just that. I wanted more than just reading Superman with being a father and training his son to be a superhero. I wanted more to see what he would react to certain things in the newer continuity. I didn't get that much on that. So I felt like Bendis would have done things a little bit better. He has and he hasn't. In my opinion, he's just playing it safe because he's scared shitless, because the fucking bullshit fan base really hates anything that he would go ballsy with.
It's not the fan base he's scared of. He's not actually scared of the fan base.
He's not?
Really? I'm like,
no. Actually, I talked to the guy. I showed, well, I don't know if he even still is on Tumblr, because after Tumblr did its purge, I don't know.
We did purge? I know about the engine. Oh,
I didn't know about the purge?
Nope. I didn't know it else. I don't go into it that
Like
much.
a lot of people got kicked off because apparently, well, Tumblr said they finally are not doing none of the non-safe for work stuff, so they got rid of all the.
Yeah, I gotta go next door, remember?
I don't want to say that out loud with your family around because anyway, they got rid of all the porn and they got rid of all the non-safe for work stuff, and a whole bunch of people left.
The shit that we don't talk about. Only the
Yeah.
problem is
Anyway.
it's just I want to ask all you guys. I mean, in the comment box, do you see my point? I mean, like, do you honestly kind of feel on how I see Bendis, on how I see Marvel? I mean, I can't be alone with this shit. I really can't.
It's not
because I feel like
the problem is Marvel has given Bendis this thing where he's
Marvel. I think it's DC.
No.
DC.
It goes back to Marvel. It all comes back to Marvel because
Oh,
Marvel
I get it.
is let Bendis just do whatever.
Something.
And DC saw that would.
Tavia, mute yourself. Mute yourself.
Sorry.
But but the problem was that Bendis, that's his thing for the longest where Marvel let him do whatever he want, especially since Bendis made the Ultimate Universe. Let's face it, he made the Ultimate Universe. DC saw all the success Marvel was doing, and plus Bendis. One of the reasons Bendis left is because he got passed up for the role of editor-in-chief.
I did hear about that.
Yeah, they passed him up for it, and he got mad.
Oh,
I mean, yet again, I mean, does he really need to be editor-in-chief? Does he really need to prove anything?
I mean,
I feel like
the guy wrote he pretty much helped make Marvel what it is, and he made the Ultimate Universe. You're telling me you're going to pass him up for a guy who's been in China?
yeah, for I don't know how many years.
Like, that's a slap.
How good Bennett did? Bennett for 10 years for Ultimate Year was good. But then it went out in Ultimate.
Okay. No, I'm gonna say this right now. My personal belief on just on him and leaving Marvel, I felt like it hurt Marvel. I felt like it really took a lot of things out of Marvel because Marvel is dealing with a lot of identity crisis, and the problem is the whole thing of just, in my opinion, they really should have kept him on board. And so ever since now he's gone, we're kind of at that point now. We're just doing miniseries and doing a few ongoing book series, and that's really it.
He was let's just say he was the safety net. That anytime Marvel had a big problem, he could always come up with an event or a book, and it would do actually well.
Similar to it across the fuck.
No, I say
Actually, tell me, no.
They admitted that was a cash in. They admitted that part.
Yeah. But also, here's the thing. It was a setup for many events that was going to happen. Ultron was going to happen. Fucking the Inhumans versus X-Men. It was a setup for many lets to come. Like fucking the first Civil War and many other events, they've done it in the past. But my opinion, what Marvel should do is try to make something interesting. If they're going to do another event, they better make it count.
Yep. Oh, we're gonna have a comment from a good friend. Bennett banned Studio occurred. Him and Schumer with nothing but the first idea made sense. But I agree. Well,
I disagree with
that. I disagree.
He can't do cosmic to an extent. Like the first two volumes of Guardians were good, and then he should have just left because you could tell like he's not that great with it. Like he ran out of ideas real quick.
Yeah, right. Don't look at Josh that truck. The 15 issues of nonsense, nothing happened. You waited 15 issues of bullshit.
To an extent, but you can tell that he stayed long past what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, and he ate a mafia kid. Thanks.
But I mean, I'll just say this in my opinion. I mean, I honestly kind of felt like the whole Bendis. I honestly kind of felt like he's not doing anything really new on Superman. So I honestly kind of feel like he should just either get rid of Superman or replace Clark with John. Be right back.
Yep.
Actually, no. Actually, Crimson, he's not because they got Jonathan Hickman because they somehow managed to finally get Hickman to come back after they pissed him off.
Yep. Hickman X-Men
Because that was another thing.
excellent. Holy shit!
I know.
How would that have been awesome?
Because from what I hear in the pipelines, there's some other old school people coming back, but the biggest problem is they pissed Jim Sterling off
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. Holy
because then he wanted to stay working for Marvel, but they decided someone else was doing a Thanos story, and they pissed an OG writer off. How do
Yeah.
you do that?
That
How do you
made
take
me
someone
mad.
else
I
over
was
him?
mad about that. What the fuck? You picked the career of Thanos and you let him go? Why?
Well, I'm back now.
Oh, no,
What I'm
we were
talking-
talking about how DC, like, one of the problems with Marvel is they screwed up when they let Jim Sterling go because they decided to let somebody else do a Thanos story over the OG writer, and
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons.
Well,
That's why.
well, yet again, I mean, well, here's the thing. I think honestly, they made some fucking interesting book with the new writer because the new writer made some fucking awesome stuff. Because there's no way in hell that the original writer of Thanos would have Thanos versus King Thanos, and King Thanos killed almost the entire fucking universe.
I mean,
Except-
Carter,
But
and
he
you
was
have
actually going to redo the cosmology of Marvel. He actually had this entire 3-year plan with Thanos to go on. He actually even said he mapped out this entire thing where he wanted to bring death in. He was going to touch about all. He was actually going to go in depth more about the deviants and a lot of other things.
Ooh,
yet again, that would have been awesome, but I'm glad that we have because it made Thanos more badass, and I just like that. And plus, I'm going to say this right now: the original writer of Thanos, I personally feel like he's just ran out of ideas. I personally feel after Infinity Revolution or Revelations,
what?
he just killed it. I just honestly just feel like bored
They
ever
peaked
since his
with the Thanos story. They peaked with that story.
That's true. You go with that.
I mean, I like to have action.
I
I like to have action with my Thanos stories.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go out here just dialogue after dialogue after dialogue. Dialogue. I'm like, I read that. I mean, personally, I mean, like, I'm okay with that shit in the 90s because they had some complex storytelling with that. This is fucking 2019. We're way past that time.
Okay.
And
what about Batman White Knight?
To be fair, White Knight is awesome.
Or Power of X-Men, House of X, and Power of X. That was dialogue heavy.
It was
People
awesome.
really
that was more like reinventing the X-Men franchise.
Yep.
And
But
I'm
that's
not a big
he
fan.
was going to do.
I'm not.
one at a time.
I'm not a fan of Hickman's run.
Why?
I'm good. I just don't like the whole fact is, okay, let's bring Sinister in. Let's bring Apocalypse in. Let's bring almost the entire X-Men villains to join the X-Men. I'm out.
Okay.
Actually,
Here's my rebuttal.
Because I'm like, and also like the only thing, don't say this. The only thing that I thought, okay, that's a good idea, and they could do some really interesting storytelling with that, is the whole point of Professor X realizing the fact that his point of view failed.
Yep.
End of story.
Failed
And
10 times.
No, actually, all three of their ideals failed. But the problem is, this is what I said. Like Hickman was before Hickman joined. Who was still bothering to read it? Because a lot of people are complaining about the X books, and all of a sudden Hickman comes back, and everyone is getting back onto X-Men again. Like, say what you want, but the man got people back on focusing on X-Men again.
X-Men would have been what the fuck? Jesus Christ, X-Men Blue sucked. Gold was awful. Red was good. I actually love Red. Red would have made it.
Golden was good. I mean, Golden. Oh no, I kind of like disagree with that. Golden was good. Blue was a better book.
Artist because he should have kept his mouth shut.
Yeah, the art.
Yeah, exactly. The
Okay.
writing, I'm like, I personally felt the writing was solid. Everything was good. It's just that people just weren't a fan of it. It's like they were trying to bring back the X-Men. The X-Men were practically dead. They killed off Jean Grey. They killed off almost everything the core X-Men character. And honestly, I kind of feel like they had it coming. They should have never killed off Jean Grey. They should have never had any of this bullshit happen. but they allowed it to happen, and we're out to that point where we have to reinvent the X-Men books again to go forward. And I'm not a big fan of it. I really am not. I honestly kind of find it the last team of writers were doing a lot better than Hickman.
But where were they going
Granted.
to go?
Yeah, but
That's the
well,
problem. No one was
just telling the stories of X-Men, and that's really it.
actually,
Just
speaking of
something
X-Men, what do you have Age of X-Men? That huge epic event that went nowhere.
That
But
was
that's
pretty
the
much-
problem. Like I'm saying, like no one was paying attention until Hickman reinvented the X-Men. And say what you want about it, but at least he got people talking about it and getting invested again. And that's what you kind of want to do with the X-Men.
Yeah, because what
At least he got the people. Yeah, got people back in. Yeah. Well,
And that's what I'm saying. Like Marvel needs to bring in writers like Hickman. They need to get Matt Fraction if they can somehow fix their deal with Matt Fraction because they pissed him off as well.
I really don't want him to touch another Marvel book. I blame him the most.
Iron Man.
No, don't give him an event. No events. Fear itself took too damn long, and he had some of the most tie-ins I ever saw in my life mixed in.
That event sucked.
Personally, I mean, I'm gonna say this right now. Matt Fraction could stay away from Marvel. Honestly, I personally don't like a lot of the things he's done, and I personally have this grudge hate because he's the catalyst of what has happened to the Iron Man books now. And yes, I'm an Iron Man fan who likes the classic Iron Man books that got rid of it, and I can't let that go. I just
What
can't
about
let that go.
Bendis? Who
That is
dropped
something
everything
I'm
with
like,
Iron Man?
That's true.
Bendis did something. Bendis did something that honestly, when his last story came, he didn't care, and
It's
honestly,
so
kind of felt like after the last story, he brought everyone back that I liked. So I just like, fuck it, I really don't give a shit. So he brought Iron Man back. He brought back Rhodey back. So I'm like, do you really hate the guy? Not really. Like, I honestly felt like his run. I am okay with his run because he didn't ruin my favorite villain.
Who, the Mandarin?
And yeah, you damn fucking right. And do it in a way where it's an insulting to my intelligence, and the fact that he got killed by Obadiah Stane's fucking son. And
That
then
happened?
the next minute later, you see it.
Yeah, that
he
happened
did.
in Fraxman's run.
Huh.
And the fact is, he got killed by that shit. And the fact that I will never let that go. And fuck you. Stay far away from Marvel.
Well, it's a good
I'm
thing he
glad he's
retconned
gone because
He's kind of implying he's in the shadows. I don't know what's going on with him right at the moment.
Didn't he die?
He's-
I know Punch on the head.
he got killed. He got killed again. He'll come back again, but I'm like, no one's
disagree with
doing
you because-
no one.
Oh, did
I
you
know.
What?
I disagree with Crimson because there's a bigger thing going on in X-Men. There's something with Moria in the 6th and 10th life that she's just not telling people.
Actually, about the
Something
sixth
happened.
we had to find out basically part about issue number 6. Basically, that's this point where apparently the alien human people from the machines. Turns out they're not aliens. No, they're humans. Homo sapien something.
Yeah, Homo sapiens.
I saw what happened, but
superior.
there's something she's leaving out because
There's something
Xavier
else
and
that
Magneto
she-
are both. They were meeting with Sinister behind her back.
Freaking more people, pod people, or X-Code not actually to me. I'm looking at American with me. No, I agree with you. I got
That's Sinister. No, that's Sinister in a nutshell. He
I
experiments on anyone. But the thing is, there's something going on. But there's something going on in the 6th and 10th life that she's not telling them. And Xavier and Magneto are going behind her back and doing things because they're starting to suspect she's not telling them about something.
Yeah, or something up.
I'll just personally kind of feel like, in my opinion, like we'll see how things go. I kind of feel like with the X-Men, yes, it got people talking. It had people going forward, but I'm not a big fan of this idea of having all these characters in one basket. And I'm like, what are we going for?
Actually,
you're
paying attention. The seeds of discourse has already been sowed.
Yep, right. Because Mystique actually want Destiny to come back. Moira said no, but Destiny come back. then oh boy, that's gonna try to made up like
Because no, Destiny, something is going on with Destiny, and that's one of the reasons why Moria doesn't want her back, because she can wait, what happened to Blindfold? Can't she also see the future?
I have no idea.
No, don't care.
But yeah,
I don't know.
because Sinister's working behind, because Sinister can't be trusted. Apocalypse, he's basically just waiting until he sees a sign of weakness where he can just take control. Magneto is ready to go just to try to kill Apocalypse. Xavier knows something is going on. Moria is keeping something a secret about her previous lives.
You're right. Everything, it's going to that direction. But I'm just literally scratching my head. I'm reading it, and I'm not really a humongous fan of it. But I mean, because I see where they're going for. That's all I'm trying to say. I see where it's going. I understand what Hickman's trying to do. It's good to see something interesting, innovative, because the X-Men books. Well, the only last thing that Marvel really tried their hardest to sell is to bring the older, like trying to bring the younger X-Men, trying to make the older
Blue. That was a mess.
No, what was a mess? It was pretty much. It felt like the original. Tevye, you would have to understand if you read the older.
No, I understand. That time the X-Men took way too on the. Those guys should went back to past years ago. But I am glad went back.
But here's the thing: the reason why they stayed is they. Oh yeah, okay. The reason why they stayed is the characters died in the main continuity. So they say, "Fuck it, we know our future selves are going to die. So why go back?" So honestly, I understand what Marvel wanted to do on terms of storytelling, but also in selling wise, they wanted to bring back the fans who people like me quit reading X-Men comics at a certain point because we couldn't stand the fact that Cyclops was an asshole. He married Emma Frost, and then so much has happened to a point where it is nothing like the X-Men books. I'm sorry, it didn't feel like X-Men. When I think of X-Men, I think of Jean, I think of Scott, I think of all those shit. And they didn't do. They lost their touch. I mean, I'm not saying the newer books that Jean died and the whole part where Emma Frost was a bad wife. No, Emma Frost was a good character and a good love interest for Scott. I'm just saying it evolved too much. You get what I mean?
Actually, okay, we're not being
that's the only. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I'm looking forward to out of the new X-Men books, because I'm a humongous fan of X-23. I still hold my opinion on it. She should have stayed as Wolverine.
I agree. She should say Wolverine. I would all for it. I wish she did Wolverine. I support that. But
I do too.
I get when it happens.
I like that. I like Emma Frost with Scott. It's just the fact is, Cyclops, and this has happened before in the X-Men books. Cyclops, when Jean died this first time, he became a different character. It seems like every time Jean dies in the X-Men books, Scott becomes a different character. It's like he has to be with someone. He has to be with that redhead girl. In my opinion, it's kind of shitty. Huh?
No, like for some reason, Scott, when decimation happened, Scott had to take the reins as a leader, and I hate how people started to saying that Scott is acting like an asshole. He's acting like a villain, and then AVX happened, and they try to paint him like a bad guy when everything he did was for mutants. He took the reins upon himself. Say what you want, but the guy was a good leader.
Yeah, he was, and that's one of the reasons why I like the character. I mean, he did things right. He did things that protecting mutant kind. What's the problem with that? And he also was protecting. Right. Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's the thing about Magneto and Cyclops. That's the one thing I liked about the X-Men books when Bendis was writing it, and a few other people were writing it. That Scott was saying, even Professor X was right in a way, but he was also massively wrong at the other. And I thought that was interesting. The problem is how they did Scott. He became more of a dick, an asshole character.
I agree.
No,
I mean,
is when it was leading up to AVX, they made it. They were painting a clear picture before that. That's why they had to do the whole. What was it? Oh, schism. That's why they had to do the entire schism and make him out to be looking like a bad guy because he told Oya to make a decision instead of just waiting for Wolverine because people were about to die. And then that's the reason why they had to split up. And then you could tell in the books they were really painting Scott to be a bad guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was the whole point. I guess.
Also had what was his book called? His little assassination book. What was that again?
X-Force.
X-Force. Remember when Wolverine was running around killing people and doing all that shit in the background?
I love X-Force. X-Force was awesome. I love that series.
No, like they were trying to put on a pedestal that Wolverine was on this moral high ground. Like he was better than Scott for some damn reason. And then when the Phoenix came, like the Avengers, all of a sudden the Avengers cared about the Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, after the first, well, what happened to you the first time? Where were you in the first time? Because yeah, exactly. I'm like, where were you guys? I mean, now all of a sudden you don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
you lost that fight. You lost the moral high ground on that.
Yeah.
The moment you lost tried so hard to make the mutants look out to be the bad guys. I mean, they tried because they tried to make world peace. They stopped conflicts.
Yep.
That's somehow a bad idea. And then they kept pushing it. They
fucked up way too many times. That I had the X-Men side from the very beginning, but the minute I got to kill Professor X, okay, I might get
yet again, that's been a tool for many years for X-Men. So I mean, I kind of felt like with X-Men, Hickman is reinventing the franchise of comic book stories with X-Men, and they're probably going to use it for the new X-Men books in the new X-Men movies in the MCU. I guarantee you that we're going to see something like this in the MCU.
Isn't sometime in somehow and 11 time in 616? How many?
It's happened because House of X. This was actually going to go forward because this whole mystery about the 6th and 10th life. That's what's pushing into the new books.
Yeah,
because that's what's pushing the new books forward because they're going to slowly uncover the mystery of what's Moria's real agenda.
It's more the agenda because for what I can tell, the main bad guy just attacking the machine.
I just want to ask. I want to say something. What is the Marvel? What is Marvel doing with the end books?
I think those are Elseworld stories, aren't they?
It seems like they're trying to end every book.
It didn't look like the end. I think they're what-if books. Basically, thinking about it's the end of the story.
Actually, I would be more worried about what's going on with Disney because Disney, for y'all not paying attention, they are losing money rapidly.
Why?
Because I don't know if you paid attention. Have you guys seen the pictures of Star Wars Galaxy?
I heard about that. It really went downhill.
Yeah, actually, I heard about that.
I mean, people are talking about this. Disney is talking about with Bob Iger stepping down. They're talking about this. They're going to start doing some cutbacks, and a lot. When we mean all their properties, we mean all their properties. Since for some stupid reason, Disney decided to launch a new app, and I found out Disney owns Hulu. Why did they just put everything on Hulu and started launching a brand new app?
Marvel TV, that's going down there. That's going bye-bye. I know you.
No. 2020. That's start next year. Netflix is probably going to end up going bankrupt soon anyway, because people are unsubscribing in mass drones. They're losing all their big franchises.
Yeah, and also another thing. Here's another thing too. They're cutting costs and they're trying to try to do what Disney is going to do, weekly episodes. They're no more binge.
But no, I was going to say for people who don't realize, Disney is currently in debt.
They're in debt?
They have been $20 to $25 billion worth of debt.
They could easily pass that. I mean,
No,
okay.
Disney has a savings, but the problem is that's like in desperate times, and they don't need to use that right now. But the problem is their properties aren't making money. Galaxy's Edge was a bust. It was a huge failure. Star Wars, the franchise, is dying. Rian Johnson. They basically let Rian Johnson ruin their franchise. Kathleen Kennedy, everybody wants her to step down.
Yeah,
And another thing is,
do you think it'll hurt Episode 9? Because I have a
oh no,
feeling
they're going to do Episode 9. That's confirmed. But
Yeah,
the thing is, when people say is what Kevin Feige's doing is going to be separate. They're not going to focus on any of the old shit anymore. And a lot of us are hoping they go to the Old Republic, or at least talk about the Grey Knights, because that is an awesome concept.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean,
Hang on.
here's the problem. I just feel like the older fans of Star. Oh no, I feel like the Star Wars fans, no matter what Star Wars fans will say, I feel like what I'm trying to say is the best word I'm trying to say. No matter if we get good Star Wars movies, there'll always be that group of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we know that.
I think it's a for the sake of my heart. Do Old Republic. Oh my God.
No, but the problem is, why did Disney throw out the expanded universe? You threw out over 2 decades worth of continuity out the window.
Because they want to do their own bullshit, and plus, why continue a product that if you would rather continue?
Yeah, and look where it got.
It went down.
Well, it's how business works. I mean, I wouldn't continue like the older universe. If you gave me the rights of Marvel, I would just say screw all that shit. We're rebooting the entire Marvel universe.
Actually, a lot of people keep saying that, and the problem is Marvel can't at this point. They literally cannot reboot. It's impossible.
They fuck everything up.
And that's the thing. I mean,
Then DC they rebooted. I'll give you this. I'll give you the for 5 years, they stuck to their guns. Yes, it fucked up. I'll give you the do over Marvel. Which when they reboot with the new 52, it was they stick to it for 5 years. Yeah, failure.
I personally don't want them to reboot their universe. I want them to keep going. But I mean, when it comes to DC, it's a goddamn nightmare.
Reviving, and I remember it's a complete crap about a mess.
The problem is,
I mean,
we're used to reboots. That's the problem. We're just used to reboots when it comes to DC, so that's why people don't really get as upset.
Yeah.
Target Crisis now a reboot. Like, quite unable to full reboot.
We're just used to reboots, retcons, and at this point, people are just used to it.
To be fair, Imminent Cut with a soft reboot, Final Cut with a soft reboot, and those were fine. Flashpoint with a full reboot that fucked everything up. And then now they're going to finish. Shazam got to but that book got to it like crazy. I mean, holy shit!
I've been expecting that book to get canceled, Tevye. I guarantee you.
Wait, which book?
Shazam.
Shazam.
Okay, they would have cut them all.
It's not going to fail. Jeff Johns is a good writer. The problem is he sucks when it comes to certain people. He does not understand Wonder Woman. He really does not like Batman, but he doesn't outright hate him like some people think. And he definitely doesn't Shazam, Captain Marvel, not Shazam, Captain Marvel. He does not
Shazam.
Captain Marvel. But that's not talking.
You want me to call him Captain Thunderbolt? I mean, he was.
No, we're not going by Flashpoint. We're not going to go by Captain Thunder and Flashpoint.
Actually,
hey, you used the Captain Marvel. I'm using Captain Thunderbolt. I mean, good for me.
Captain Thunderbolt. Oh,
wait, did you guys see the Joker? I forgot to ask. Did you guys go see the Joker?
Yeah, I love Joker. Amazing movie. Great movie. Great revolutionized the comic book genre.
It's not a comic book movie.
It is and isn't. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, she's kind of like in that one. Both guy to like.
It's more of it's a guy who uses the word in the name Joker, but it's more about a broken person in general. And I love how in the movie they give him an origin story or whatnot. In fact, some of the parts of the movies you can tell that you can't even tell what actually happened in the movie is really happening or is what's happening in his head.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one part I love about it. By the way, I'll just say this. I mean, what do you think? I'm going to know something. Do you think Tom Taylor is a great writer? I just want to know.
Tom Taylor
Yes,
or
he's a
Tom
great
King?
writer.
Yeah.
You mean Tom King?
Tom Taylor.
Oh no,
Oh,
Tom Taylor's a fantastic writer.
I love it.
All right.
And he has his tendencies because he also is a male feminist, and he also has his own little tendencies. But you can tell when he actually cares about writing good stories, like Injustice, DC.
Excellent lad. Great good.
He can write good stories. In fact, I would love if he did a Justice League book.
I love him the white super son. Forgot the hero and super son as in deceased.
No. Screw that. I want him to tackle the Teen Titans so bad.
Oh,
I'm glad he's doing Spider-Man.
for that.
Yes, please cancel the current kind. I'm just not feeling this. Plus, Crush, her origin, like Crush, does not make any sense because it's basically Superman, except it doesn't make any goddamn sense. And Lobo never talks about this kid that he supposedly had.
And when Lobo finds
and also, I mean, and they never developed the relationship between Red Arrow
and Jane
and and Damian.
Yeah. Speaking of
Honestly, I kind of
why not at the big return evil? He's now at the traitor.
Actually,
honestly, I kind of feel
Arrow.
Yeah, that's true.
What I miss is just. I'll just say, what I miss is what a good Teen Titans run is.
Same.
I honestly felt like we haven't had a good Teen Titans book since the third run of, should I say, the Jeff Johns run on Teen Titans.
Wait, you don't like Percy's? Percy run was good.
Excellent. Percy run.
Yeah.
Which one?
Rebirth. Rebirth.
You're talking about the Rebirth books? You're talking about the Rebirth books at the point where they didn't change the okay. They were great. Both of them were fantastic. Hell, I would give the Titans book a little bit more credit. Like, it wasn't fully nostalgia, but it brought back the original team, and we needed the original team back, so why not? And plus we introduced them, so why? Yeah. I mean, why not do it? So I was okay with that. I thought they were doing fine. But ever since they changed the lineup, I stopped reading DC Comics. The only book I read now is the Batman book, and that's it. And I just you
need to read Justice League. Read Justice League.
I'm not reading Justice League Dark. I'm not reading that shit.
Which one?
All of them. I'm not interested. My days of reading Justice League are over. I read Jeff Johns.
Wait, do you like the Flash? Do you like the current Flash one?
Oh yeah, it's great. Love that book.
No, because I was gonna say the guy Joshua Williamson is doing Justice League Odyssey, and you will love that book.
Yeah, I've been tempted on reading that. It's got like one of my favorite Green Lanterns. But I mean, for me, and also Starfire. But the problem I just want a storyline that is gripping, but also it is. So I'm trying to best describe it. That's a very not insulting or just plain out boring. And I feel ever since the Jeff Johns run, and I read the new Rebirth Justice League book.
Oh, which God, that was your first.
Oh yeah, you know,
Brian.
I mean,
that was your first mistake.
But I refuse. But I'm not gonna read Scott Snyder's run,
dude. No. The problem is you read Justice League Rebirth by Brian. What's his name?
Brian Hitch.
And that guy. His books are kind of boring. And his first volume, it sets up this. It looks like an epic event. It should be an epic event, but the problem is that by issue 5, it just MacGuffined itself to be fixed. It literally was a MacGuffin, and all of a sudden, this Deus Ex Machina has happened. All of a sudden, these cosmic beings just disappear.
But I mean, the reason why I'm not reading any Justice League books is like I like where they were going. with Jeff Johns, and I just felt like I wanted to see what they were going to go do after it was all over. Yo, I'm still waiting for that Joker fucking event.
Oh, I don't know when John.
Yeah, that would have been doing it crazy.
I honestly felt like that book's never going to happen. That's
No, he's waiting to finish Doomsday Clock.
Yeah, but
And we're still waiting on that.
And
Actually, he should even wrote Shazam until he was done with Doomsday Clock, because this man clearly needs to get his priorities straight and start focusing on one book at a time.
I agree. That was it. Well, Bendis should do the same thing.
He's becoming the Bendis. You think he's becoming the Bendis of?
No, Johns has been like no. Johns is on the same, like Bendis and Johns are on the same level. It's just they both have two different approaches when it comes.
Bendis wrote too many books for insanity. Jeff Johns.
If you read a Johns Superman book, you will love it. You will love Johns' Superman books.
Yep.
But if you read a Batman book by Johns, it's insulting.
It's a mess.
Oh, I totally disagree with that. I read his books; they're fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, Batman Earth 1, you could tell like he really does not like Batman.
Earth 1
because they did something interesting. Like it was an origin story,
And they wanted to Bruce Wayne that got his parents killed.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What the hell did that happen?
And there was also
reinventing the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Earth 1.
I thought it was fucking amazing. I thought it was interesting. It was innovative. It was probably one of my favorites. But after that, having like Jeff Johns, to me, I respect him more because he's taken a risk of things. That's why I like writers in Marvel and some at DC where they take risk on things. They don't play it safe. Like
Johns is a pro. The reason why Johns is so good is, well, some people don't realize this, is that he started working on TV before he even went to comics.
Oh yeah, because he's
a
good writer.
Another thing I suspect that Bendis wants is he secretly wants to be like Jeff Johns and Mark Millar. He really wants to write movies and TV shows because Johns, he got to write TV shows of The Flash. He got to do the movie for Wonder Woman.
Yep.
Bendis wants that. Bendis wants what Johns got. He really wants to.
He's trying Naomi. Why did they take Naomi in his own book? Wait, speaking of Naomi.
Because money. Because it makes money talk and you get your name out.
Oh, I hate that. I hate when insecure like Red Cloud. Who the fuck's Red Cloud? Oh wait, Scott, I know.
That's what people are doing these days. Everyone's want to make a book or a novel just so they can turn it into a TV show or a movie.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they're going to do, and that's sometimes it works, and that I like that.
Sometimes, yeah, but not always.
Well, you might as well work. What's the point of doing it then?
That's true.
Well,
you need logos are.
He wanted to be editor in chief, and Marvel just slapped him in the face.
I mean.
Speaking of Bendis,
I just felt like
Continue.
I'm just slowly kind of say how I feel.
Okay.
I mean, with the fucking with Bendis and him trying to, I agree with that. He wants that whole thing because he wants his creations, his stories, to be at the big screen, to be at the small screen, and kind of live on. But the problem is, by the time that happens, it will be too little, too late.
Yep, I agree. Speaking of Bendis,
What? Say that again?
Oh no, I said Dan DiDio also tried it with the Spider-Verse when it came both to the cartoon and the movies. Like, he was a consultant, but he couldn't really get his name on the credits. He was just a consultant. That was about it. Because Dan DiDio tried his hardest to get his name in there.
Here's the thing. Sony didn't care about that fucking movie. Hell, they would rather push the Emoji Movie than the Spider-Verse animated film.
Yeah, and Spider-Verse was the best movie they made.
Wait. Where did you get this source from? Because that movie won an Emmy.
Yeah, I know that, but I watched the fucking comic news.
Wait, comic book news or comic?
Wait, which one? Comic book resources or please tell me it's not Bleeding Cool.
No.
Thank God, because I really, really hate that website.
Speaking of Bleeding Cool, they had a rumor recently about the crisis. Did I talk about it? They got a big topic for all of it before we went off layers.
Anyway, back to what I was saying.
We'll put all
Wait,
the legacy characters, and it's talking about for a while.
Oh, Edgar was having a point. Edgar was trying to tell a point.
You
Anyway, I'm just saying they didn't care about that film. It tells me that Sony didn't care about it. I'm like, wow, it's kind of hilarious that Sony didn't care about that film because what's the word? People were very scratching their heads. Tevye was scratching their head. Everyone was hoping is this movie going to do well, and it worked. It made a lot of money. But the problem is now, the fact is, this is my point. I'm hoping that Disney gets full reins control, because I'm going to say this right now. No one's going to tell me otherwise. No one's going to change my opinion. You could hate the MCU version of Spider-Man. I don't care. I really don't.
Same.
The fact that the story's going to end at movie 3 after they went out of their fucking way.
No, it's going to end at 4.
Boy,
No, it's going to
and
end at 3. No,
There's 4 movies. No, they're adding another movie, but he's going to be in another big movie.
Yeah, which is
But it's
probably
not
going to be
ending.
the new Avengers film, which is going to be another. But his solo trilogy. But I mean, I'm talking about his solo films. They do trilogies. They're going to break that with Thor. But I wanted. There was a. Let me talk.
Okay.
When the moment they broke out, the deal fall flat. There was a heavily report consistently. People were talking about this all over on YouTube, ComboCast, fucking everything, comics, whatever.
Edge.
Yeah, everyone was talking about this. They were going to have Spider-Man be the main focus. They were going to do Dark Avengers and have Norman Osborn be the next big villain. And the fact the deal fucking crashed and burned, and before the new deal came, and the fact is, he was going to be the main focus. He was the poster boy for Marvel Studios.
Yep.
Now we have to give that to Ms. Marvel.
Yep.
Actually,
And I don't
was gonna
want
say, I was going to say, did you guys hear about that theory that this whole thing with Marvel and Sony, the deal crashing was just fake? There was a theory that somebody made a conspiracy that this was all just a publicity stunt to see if they can get people to see if they still cared about Spider-Man being in the Marvel Entertainment, and it worked. And then you think it's weird that in like the span of 2 weeks, they heard and came to a new deal. Some people think this was just staged as a PR stunt, and it worked.
That sounds very, very scummy.
But it did. It got people work. It got people worried. It got people talking. And now that Spidey is staying in the MCU, people are more than willing to help and go to the movie theaters just to support it. And that's why there's some people on Reddit that made it. They're talking about this is all just one big publicity stunt.
Reddit
No. That is completely bullshit, because how can you explain Tom Holland went out of his way to bring both companies going back to each other less than a few weeks? It's bullshit. That whole theory is just dumb.
That theory.
Because I'm like,
but have you ever heard the saying that the truth is stranger than fiction?
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of things that people said that wasn't true that turned out, like MK Ultra. That was a real thing. A lot of things happen. People, like I said, these are companies that want to make money. It's not above them to drum up some drama. I mean, look at the Joker. They drummed up all this drama, and the Joker is doing so well.
That kind of video would be
that's true. That is, you're right about that. You're all right.
Controversy sells.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
You're gonna have two Venom 27, and I'm gonna get this. And that's not talking another Spider-Verse. I can do another podcast on Spider-Man. I'll do another podcast on that eventually. But back on track. Speaking of being cool,
he may look up to Iron Man, but he's still not Iron Boy. Yeah, he has all the tech. He's got all this shit on his disposal. He's got everything you could possibly ever ask for. But I mean, the guy looked up to Iron Man. What do you? Yeah. I mean, to me, the character, like, if he's gonna be Iron Boy, he would have to fucking act like Tony Stark.
That's true.
I mean, that is. That
Not
is something I
Tony
cannot.
Stark.
That is something I really cannot stand. It's like, oh, he's Iron Boy. Does he act like Tony Stark? I mean,
No.
if he acts, talks, walks like Tony Stark, then he's not. I mean,
That's the problem.
hate.
That's the problem in Homecoming is he relied too heavily on Tony.
And probably didn't want Tony. Tony was dead.
Tony
Well,
Stark was gone, and he was on his own. The guy, I'm like, here's the thing: people say this MCU Spider-Man never made regrets. Oh, the fuck, he made regrets so much. It's literally like, holy shit, you're a dumbass.
You just don't see the origin story. No, the problem is you didn't get the origin story, which thank God we don't need his origin
Yeah,
story.
the origin story. The origin been done to death. We're done with the origin story.
Yet again, people want that. People still want that whole thing because people want.
It's Sony. Sony. The problem is that Sony. One of the deals with them is Sony can still make Spider-Man movies as long as they retell the origin story. It has to always be
That's
a
how
new
it ties
version
them
of Spider-Man.
Batman.
And that's why Tom Holland's in Spider-Man is unique because he's been Spider-Man. You just never heard about it.
But I'm fine with.
Which I'm hoping they do the same with. I'm just hoping they do the same with X-Men, where they establish fucking.
Mutants that have been around, people just have not paid attention to them like magic. Like Doctor Strange was around, he just didn't help out because Ultron and the Skrull.
Ultron.
What's their name? Yeah, the first Avengers movie. Yeah, like that was an Earth matter. That wasn't a magical matter. That's why you didn't see him come out and help.
Yep.
I actually thought I'm trying to read this comment. Connect to Spider-Man villains and Tony, and then Mysterio. Yeah, it made sense, and I actually really like that. Granted, the only thing they took away from Mysterio from Far From Home was the whole filmmaking aspect. If they would have established him being a former filmmaker, that would have been. I mean, I really liked what they did to Mysterio. So I mean, yeah, and honestly, that made more sense to how they were gonna treat Spider-Man's villains. I really think that the more you keep him connected towards Tony's enemies, would be a better story. Like I personally feel Norman Osborn should be that person where Tony Stark was an ally to him or a rival company. Like he wasn't work for Stark Industries. They
were basically competing, and they should have hinted at it.
That would make sense. Yeah. But then go on my story with Sony, remember? Wait,
but then they didn't think that far ahead.
That's true.
And that's the thing where I was hearing multiple things. I'm gonna say this right now. We need to introduce Norman Osborn. The fact we're gonna rush in to introduce Dr. Doom, I feel like, oh great, we're gonna already do Secret Wars.
They hinted at Norman.
Yeah, exactly.
Multiple times. Even in the first movie, they hinted at him, but he still has yet to show up, and that's what the theory. The whole third movie is about Rise of the Sinister Six, which I think that's what it's going to be about.
What is the Sinister Six movie? For love of God, don't do a Sinister Six movie. Don't do a Sinister Six movie.
Like, I mean,
actually, I'm so mad that they didn't put Spider-Man in the Venom movie because it was just a small cameo.
Well, they were going to, but what I've heard, they were going to.
No, Marvel said no. Marvel said no.
Yeah, Marvel and Disney said no. Now I hear they're trying to have them work with Sony. I still just want to say fuck them, buy the rights, and just forget about everything. Look, I like the first Venom film. Say what you wanted.
Yeah, okay.
Disney doesn't have the money. Disney just does not have the money right now, especially with the Fox deal. That was a lot of money they threw away.
We'll tell you the truth. Fox was going downhill, if you ask me. A lot of
Oh yeah, he was. Huh.
I mean, I personally felt like the whole. I want to know your opinion on the Fox deal. I never heard your opinion. Like, okay. I want to say before you go off and say yours. I personally felt like, you know what? It gives them more franchise to go for. It gives them more stuff to do. They don't have to play. Yeah, makes them.
That's the good part.
technically, yeah, it's true. Kind of makes that way, but it's also in a way where Fox fucked themselves.
That's true.
Because
Alien would fuck. Predator would fuck.
Not really.
The stocks were going down.
What part of Fox are we talking here? Because the news and sports are doing fantastic. It's the
News
studio.
is fine, but Disney not buy news. Disney did not buy that.
We're talking about with the movie division and the big selling
about
points
studio.
of a lot of their
Fox
films.
Studios. That's
Yeah,
what comes with everything, like Simpsons and all them. That's what you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what-
that actually.
Yeah,
We're
that's
talking
all
about-
under Fox Studio.
Yeah, and we're talking about pretty much that shit. They were going downhill on their film moves. A lot of their films.
No,
Bob.
their shows are doing horrible. Like, who the hell watches The Simpsons anymore? Why is that show?
Nobody.
A long time ago.
I mean, that show should have died, if you ask me. They just
That
kept it
show
going for diehard fanboys.
No, I said you should have died on. You should have ended at season 30. You know what? It's a big, nice round number. Just end it. Just
Season 3 ending.
Just give it one grand ending, and you basically the number one sitcom. There's nothing left to prove.
You don't need to keep going forever, but then they are going to keep going forever.
I mean, even the creator is not even technically on The Simpsons anymore.
Oh, God.
Disenchanted, which sucks. And by the way, Disenchanted is really the second season. It's somehow worse than the first season.
I dropped out a long time ago. I've been watching Simpsons ever since season 30.
I wasn't a humongous big fan of The Simpsons, but I did watch a handful of episodes. But the problem is, in my opinion, they ruined Alien. They destroyed fucking Predator.
Yep.
And they destroyed
Prometheus.
Prometheus was fucked. For me, that's a good idea. The planet was engine, but then Alien come in and fuck that planet.
Like, no,
Predator-
why did the aliens an origin story? They didn't need one.
Yeah, we didn't know what the beginning was. The engine was far more
They
interesting.
were really. But I'm just saying. Yes, it really kind of damaged their brand, and the Dark Phoenix film really hurt their movie division because they try to market as like
No, it didn't
their
hurt the movie.
next big.
It damn killed it.
Yeah, it killed the X-Men franchise.
It
And
made
X-Men was already on the lock.
No, I'm talking about Disney. It hurt like no. I think you misunderstood what I'm saying. The movie hurt Disney in a big way.
Now I understand where you're going with this. Continue.
And also another thing, like movies is becoming more. I'm gonna say this right now. Don't be surprised the movie division goes downhill,
Yeah.
and you'll go on streaming service because like we talked about this before in comics, people don't want to go home. The people don't want to go out anymore. People are just gonna watch. They would rather sit in their fat ass down, watch their fucking Netflix, watch their shows and movies on their fucking Xbox or 360.
Which is why you see all these streaming services starting to pop out of nowhere. We're about to have the streaming wars next year.
Yep. We
Yeah,
have Disney Plus. We have CBS All Access with the failure. We have
Universal Peacock. We got
Yeah,
Disney.
Universal- What's that Universal Peak? I don't know what that is.
It's Universal. Universal Peacock. That's Universal Studios.
I just want to know. I just want to know. Do you personally feel? Where do you see the future for Disney?
It's
Go on.
Oh, wait, are we talking about movie wise, or are we talking as a whole?
whole
Because the
thing.
company.
Go on.
Okay. I'm going to give you my dead honest opinion.
Okay.
And just give me a few minutes, because this is going to be a little thing. Disney is doing really bad right now, like financially poor.
Video
They're
games
doing-
fucked over Star Wars. So I've
No,
been-
Disney is doing bad because Disneyland and Disney World are doing discounts on rides, services. They're doing flash deals, hot deals, just all these kind of deals just to get people to come in. Galaxy Edge is almost barren. No one goes there. There's photos of it. Right now, they're having a hard time because, especially since they're pumping a lot of money into Disney Plus, which was a terrible idea, and whoever offered that and actually somehow got it greenlit, they should have been fired because I would have put everything on Hulu. Where
Yeah,
you already have a streaming service.
Here's the thing. Why not throw a Disney Plus show on there?
But you
Disney
have an
Plus.
app already. What's the point of making another app?
But
True.
here's the yet again, it's just putting the show. This is my whole saying. They're trying to diverse themselves.
No, they're trying to milk people for money.
That's true. That's another thing too. They know that they were good. They know the moment they got Hulu, they could put the darker, other content like Die Hard.
About that. Those got canceled, remember?
No. Have you been on Hulu? Hulu has a lot of dark stuff on there. They put some really adult rated stuff. Like they got the R-rated Disney movies, DC movies up there. So they're not scared to put some dark stuff on there. The problem is that for Disney, they spent all this money requiring all these studios, and right now they're worried because Star Wars is doing horrible, but they don't want to admit it out loud. But that movie, like Rise of Skywalker, is about to come out, and no one is talking. No one's talking about that movie. People are
wait.
No,
I'm saying it's half and half. Where it's not that people are talking about it; it's just they're no longer enthusiastic about it because Rian Johnson put that franchise on life support. That movie should have been disregarded. I don't know why they gave another director the rights to a movie.
Well, they wanted to go do what the original trilogy did. George did direct.
J.J. Abrams gave you a brand new hope. He gave you episode 4, but he gave you the same thing, but repackaged it with different people. Why was Han Solo back to being a smuggler? How did the Order come back into existence?
In the Empire?
Why did anything happen?
Reasons?
No, let me say it. And then The Last Jedi, they took Luke Skywalker, the same person who killed his father.
Yeah.
Darth Vader, who killed people, it kills his own foot soldiers on a dime. He kills people for just doing something wrong, and it could be the most minor thing. And even he saw the good in him. And you're telling me in a split second, he literally thought about killing his nephew and decided to become a hermit. And then he didn't even fight in the end. He didn't even do anything special. And then they killed off Snoke. We don't even know what Snoke was. Snoke just didn't matter.
Day one. I think the guy would point and I got killed off.
Like, what was the point of Snoke? What was the point of anything?
So you're saying the whole sequel trilogy was a completely waste of time?
No, I'm saying like the problem was it's basically episode 4, 5, and 6. J.J. Abrams basically repackaged you the original trilogy with just a new cast. It's the same movie, same plot.
Okay. Here's my main argument. Every movie's Halloween and all these other franchises go back to the source, back to where what was the original movie what made them big. Predators did that. Yeah. Everyone does that. So you're complaining something that I'm like, that's movies in general.
Yeah, true.
The problem was J.J. Abrams didn't give you anything. He was talking about Force Awakens. It was supposed to be this new trilogy on these new characters, and
it felt rushed. There was no plan.
It's a brand new hope. He gave you the same movie with just a new updated cast, and people just ate that up. But now, after The Last Jedi, people are starting to realize these people, Hollywood is running out of ideas. We all knew Hollywood was running out of ideas.
Well, Hollywood's fucked anyway.
Especially what they did, especially what's going on with China. Like, people are super pissed about that as well.
Why?
What they did in China?
Yeah, I didn't hear about the character. Like, there was a Hong Kong player. He's an Overwatch player. He won the championship, but the thing is, he said on live stream, and you can go Google this. We've been talking about this for the last 3 days. He said, "Free Hong Kong." Blizzard stripped this man of his championship. They banned him for a year. They took away his $10,000. They also fired the 2 interviewers who basically, the moment he said "Free Hong Kong," they ducked out of the camera. They got fired for that.
What?
Because China. Because China, there's basically a revolution right now where Hong Kong wants their independence from China because they're trying to be oppressed. And anyone who talks bad about China in general gets censored. Like, you didn't hear about South Park got banned in China. Like, the Chinese.
I heard about that.
Yeah, like because they made an episode basically talking about the Chinese censor and how China basically has a death grip on Hollywood because everybody wants to please China because it got such a huge market. And so China decided they just got rid of South Park, and then Trey Parker, I can link it to you guys if you want, where he made a response to these guys getting them banned. But the whole point is China, the general manager of one of the teams in NBA, he said he supports I Stand With Hong Kong. 11 different stockholders pulled out of the NBA. The owner of the Brooklyn Nets, who is owned by a Chinese millionaire or so, or billionaire, whoever he is, pulled out, and the NBA bent over backwards and said they were sorry, and the president of the NBA is going out to talk to these people. China has a death grip on a lot of things right now. They use capitalism to influence us, and there's people just now realizing that.
Well, just gonna go to part to like topic in general.
Do you guys think it's weird that all these little extra tidbits, like these 12-minute deleted scenes on the Avengers Endgames and all these movies, there's so many deleted scenes? That's because they made special, like in Iron Man. A lot of people in Iron Man 1, there's a 12-minute scene. It's all about this Chinese doctor that helped save Tony Stark's life. That only happened in the Chinese market, but you can get it on Blu-ray now.
Yep.
Well, China works whatever they make our shit. We support their crap.
Yeah.
It's because it's a huge market and it's communism. Like the problem is, China is an authoritarian state that basically masked itself under the Republic of the People, but really they're like I know his name is Zhang something. I cannot pronounce his last name because it's Chinese, but he outlawed Winnie the Pooh.
No.
Winnie the Pooh is outlawed. No, this is a real thing. He literally hates when people compare him to Winnie the Pooh. I don't know how that started, but the character is outlawed in China, and if you're seeing with it, you can get fined for that. There's game stuff. Yeah, they had a game. They had the Winnie the Pooh, the character like Kingdom Hearts. They literally had to scrub anything with Winnie the Pooh out of the game just to sell it in China. Anything that has Winnie the Pooh in it immediately gets blacklisted and banned.
What the fuck is like, what the fuck?
Well, honestly,
it's an authoritarian state.
Yeah, that's true. But I'll just say this. I mean, I honestly kind of feel like, look, let's just go on movies in general. Movies are gonna be dying. They're gonna be Marvel. Eventually, I wouldn't be surprised movie theaters go out of business.
No. Marvel will not fail. Marvel's too big to fail.
DC need a break. Well,
DC need a break. Keep going forward.
Yeah, keep going forward.
Aquaman, Shazam,
I know.
Joker.
That can
no.
I mean, good solo movies. Team movies.
No, screw all that shit.
That's true.
David, just like Adrian,
go with X-Men.
Can I say this? Screw all of that. I personally feel like I have zero interest on supporting the DC extended cinematic universe now, because now seeing Joker, I'm better off with outside continuities, because look, it failed. Warner Brothers wanted to catch up with Marvel.
They failed.
That's why Justice League, Batman v Superman, it was just one huge attempt to make the Justice League
movie to get to Justice League, and they fucked it up.
Yeah, they dropped the ball, and that's why people say they should have focused on their characters instead of trying to play catch up. And now they've realized that's what they should have done the whole time.
Yep.
Well, honestly, I'm gonna say this, my opinion, on that. Like, they should have done that, but they should have done a much better way of organically doing a better storytelling on Superman, because Superman's ruined, in my opinion, on film. Because I mean,
he's gonna reboot the character again.
Actually, what are your guys' thoughts on an R-rated DC universe?
Only for Batman. I would only support if it's like Deathstroke, Batman. I want a Batman rated R film.
What they did with Joker. Like what they did with Joker. Do more mature, darker themes.
So Elseworlds. Okay.
More like I would be all for it, but I mean, my opinion, I want a rated R Batman film. because I personally feel like we're at that point we can do that dark Batman.
Yep.
But Warner Brothers is going to do their thing. I'm not going to support them.
They're not going to let a Batman kill. That's the only thing they're not going to do.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I mean,
too. That's what I want.
In my opinion, they ruined Harry Potter movies because J.K. Rowling doesn't know from her head,
J.K.
from her
Rowling
ass.
Shut the hell up.
And
She really needs to shut the hell up.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, honestly, I think she needs to get fired or sell the Harry Potter
So,
franchise
yeah,
because
She's not going to sell that. That thing is her bread and butter.
Yeah, that's
The
okay.
problem is,
She knows.
she keeps retconning things for no reason. Like, she really wanted, because it turns out she wants to bring more diversity, where she did a stage play and she said she specifically said she wanted a black woman to play Hermione.
I don't care about that. Like, whatever.
No,
Who cares? If
no,
you're not in the
I
movies,
said she virtue signals, and she's literally ruining the Fantastic Beasts, because now she's talking about this extra Dumbledore that no one's never heard of, and you're doing.
who cares? But
shut up. I'm going to say this. Yet again, could you say the same thing with George? He had too much yes men, and he ruined his legacy to a point
Technically,
where,
like I said, it's their franchises. I don't mind. And people give him for all this shit you can say about.
I mean,
George
honestly,
Lucas.
one at a time.
The guy gave us CGI. We can say that the guy gave us CGI. He was
he gave
experienced.
he gave us CGI. He did all that stuff, but when it comes to storytelling, you started to see he did not. He honestly, I personally feel like he had help making those original movies.
Yeah, he did help. You're right about that.
I mean, like when it comes to special effects and everything, storytelling wise, that's all him. You can only blame him for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly look. I like the sequel trilogy. It has a bajillion damn problems. Yeah, it's a New Hope, but my saying they needed to remind the fans why people like Star Wars.
Yeah, about that.
People like me were just like, look, I could give a shit on the expanded universe. Yeah, I like it too, but movie-wise, nobody cares about that crap.
That's true.
No. The problem with the Force Awakens, everyone liked it. The Last Jedi. That's
What
was a slap in the face.
that's the thing that split in half.
That was a slap in the face.
Yeah, that's
That was
another thing.
problem.
Yeah, I agree. I could agree with that. But my biggest issue with the whole problem is with this. They're going to have to bring back Luke Skywalker or Anakin Skywalker to bring that fan service card.
Yep.
Oh no, they are, because you're bringing Palpatine back.
But
Wait, have you ever read the comics? Have you ever read the comics?
alive? We saw him
No.
die. Did no one
No.
ever?
I said, did you read the comics? Because this is important to the movie.
Which one?
The Darth Vader one, because the comics explain something really shocking about Anakin Skywalker.
Oh yeah, I read that.
Oh, yeah.
What ended up with Vader? They show I think Vader seriously wait Anakin and
Yeah, he force impregnated Anakin's mom.
that makes no sense.
That was George's idea. They
What?
add that in. Yeah. In the original, you got to watch Star Wars Theory. He's completely he's covered prequel movies heavily. He's covered Darth Vader heavily. He's a massive Darth Vader fan. There was a point in the film. Remember that part where he pledged himself in remember the first like when Revenge of the Sith came, when fucking Nick Fury got
against Sidious.
when he bowed down and pledged himself to Darth Sidious and all that crap, he was going to say, he was going to reveal Anakin Skywalker that he is his father.
What?
shit you not
That makes no sense.
And he, will tell you the truth, he revealed that he is the cause of everything. So
He's a space wizard. That's why they're just a bunch of space wizards.
Pretty much, yeah.
I guess
They got, and thank God George cut that out, because, in my opinion, he would be the Ridley Scott scenario where he would ruin the whole character of Anakin Skywalker and Vader. People would fucking hate him for that.
Yeah.
And I honestly kind of felt like now I'm on camp on Disney still, but I'm gonna be Little Week racing an eyebrow. And I'm gonna say this right now. I still feel massively hate on George. So I'm like, you telling me you throw your legacy away and you didn't care. That's basically what
$4 billion. Anybody would say I don't care.
That's true.
But I'm like, this is your legacy. People are gonna look at you as the guy who threw your own legacy. This is why I look at
and it shows. Have you seen his interview? He's acknowledged that the movies were terrible.
Yeah.
He acknowledged it was a kind of a mistake to let these people just do whatever they wanted. But hey, he's a billionaire, so what can we say?
And fuck up the video game. Look at that got closed down because EA didn't. They didn't fuck up Ubisoft. They closed it down. Now EA.
Yet again, tell you, yet again. I mean, it is what it is. Games are games. Who fucking cares? I mean, I never. I wasn't a humongous big fan of Force Unleashed, man. I wasn't. Sorry. Old Republic, I could get you on that one, but I mean, yeah. No, I'm really just.
Well, it's not just for the Old Republic. It's also a TIE Fighter. Also, give it.
Oh yeah, that one too. I agree with that. That should have came down.
And microtransactions that almost forced the government to step in.
Well, EA start with battery. That
no. EA is the only company that almost forced the government to step in.
Which I'm glad the government stepped in because Loot boxes were horrible. They fucking gave me up bad so much.
And again, I mean, Injustice did that and they worked. Fucking a lot of games do that. It's just
but the problem was they were doing microtransactions for loot boxes, and that was the real problem.
That was the fire nail in the coffin for EA development.
And they were the same. And the problem was you're paying money. You're not paying money to get specific items. You're paying money on the chance that you might get something good.
It's pretty gambling, basically.
And that's what almost forced the government to step in. In fact, the EU is still debating that right now.
I'm with the EU in this one. I'm glad that they're stepping in because loot boxes have been horrible. They fuck gaming so bad to the point it's not even fun to play anymore.
Well, honestly, I kind of feel like I honestly don't care. So I'm just like here to play a game, and that's really it. The problem is
you don't want games to be regulated by the government.
Oh, wait, why? Oh yeah, wait, never mind. I don't know where you're going.
We all know why, and that's why people were getting mad because when you almost force the government to step in, they will regulate what you can and cannot enjoy.
That's true. Yeah, that's very bad. Shit.
I mean, they would ruin things pretty bad. They did it before.
Like China and Australia, they have some of the. In the Middle East, they have some of the most stringent gaming laws out there.
They do.
Like
they straight out ban games. Like I heard.
Like Grand Theft Auto, you cannot buy Grand Theft Auto in Australia. You have to get that some other way.
Yeah, black market probably.
Or just make an account from there, like an American account or something like that.
Yeah, you have to
just to be able to play it.
I mean, legally play it through Australia. You have to get it through other means. That's why.
Yeah, black market basically.
So, I mean, like, honestly, man, I was like, oh, we're going to go on the topic where originally me and Tevye were going to talk about before you came in. How do you feel about DC replaying their character? We're replacing their characters.
Yeah.
But on what?
There's a rumor going on. I know they're being cool. I know they're being the bullshit, but hear me out. The end of the conference like on the report that apparently DC will play all the characters with the new versions. But John Cena is going to become Superman. Batman's going to become Batman, and Wonder Girl is going to be Wonder Woman, and they may replace the Flash, maybe in Green Lantern.
That's what y'all. Oh, so that's what he was going on in the comments about. But Waller was supposed to replace Flash soon.
Yep.
Yeah. Which is
that's a very divisive, and that could either go very good or very bad, which is probably the latter. Real quick.
Yeah.
I'm all for it because honestly, I feel like this is a risk. This is something that I feel like would be making me come back to see what they're going to do. Now, honestly, I heard they're going to do the Black Batman, and I'm like,
that's the rumor.
This sounds a
Black
Batman.
Yeah,
Batwing, like Luke Fox.
Yeah, you're talking about Luke. It's fun.
Yeah, he's going to be.
Oh, this is going to go bad. This is going to go bad real quick, depending on if Dan DiDio is involved. which he is. This is probably going to go tits up real fast.
Yeah.
Look, we already had a diverse Batman again. I highly doubt they're gonna.
With Gordon Batman.
But the problem is who's leading the charge, because depending on who's doing creative and who's overseeing what, that depends on if this will. It can work if you have the right people doing the right thing. And DC has shown when it comes to reboots and stuff that it can go very bad very quick.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. What's that article?
I'm off. Well, we'll see how things go. I'm the guy who liked what they were going for, and I just want something good. I just personally feel I'm kind of bitter at DC on a lot of things. Get rid of the stuff. I personally felt like there was nothing wrong with that. And
Find
it's
it. Ta-da.
yeah.
Find it.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll be right back. I gotta go see what the fuck they're doing now.
Okay. But I find the article. So did you want play on a publishing division in the coming year that will see many of Carter Hill played by next gen successors? Quite will include initiative it's called 5G. Yep. So we'll
Is this an Elseworld or this is in continuity?
I think that is in canon. Attribution, the idea is similar to the Digimon timeline of at Comic-Con last week, which that timeline apparently I had Wonder Woman be the first superhero.
This sounds like an Elseworld.
Yeah, but she had to catch. 5G is almost centered 11 to 5th generation. The first generation began Wonder Woman, it occurred through the Golden Age. Second generation will start with Superman, and Silver Heroes. Third generation will be with credit emulated until Flashpoint. Fourth is current crop for New 52, the Rebirth, and the Fifth. And see, well, the more detail, see the world of younger heroes.
Okay, I gotta look into this.
Okay. Luke Fox will take over Batman, by the most obvious candidate.
So is this like Future Zane where it jumps like a certain point into the future?
It doesn't look like it. Let's see. What did the beat say? Did you cover the New York Congress when the Blue Continuity Town on Friday? During the in event tip, these got 5G next new 52 Leader Star Public Initiative. It's been more than some shockwaves throughout the industry. Let's see. Short order, the timeline drop. We go to kind of the dots. We can know what's already. Let's see. The beacon of multiple sources that in fact would coming out with the current plan next year was another another crisis. Fuck.
Oh god, kill me now.
Yeah.
Another fucking crisis shit. Can we fucking get rid of the crisis shit?
I gotta really look into this.
Yeah. Apparently, it's a Hyperten concept. Explain part out who did be longer remain active for so long.
Oh, sue me, kill me now, fucking goddamn it! I'll just say, well, I'm just saying this right now. Oh god damn it, really? I'll be right back. Family shit.
Okay. Long time.
Tomorrow, the new season of My Hero Academia starts tomorrow, and it's gonna be an awesome arc.
That's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to watch that. Found it. Here's the crypto version. 5G Virginia will continue to have a new line. DC public initiated things. Spirit new video Rebirth started 5th generation. The digital organic economy a timeline for into 4th generation. Well, 5th not haven't taken place yet. What will involve weeks that we've told are true that will involve formulated with new characters, like Luke Fox or John Kent. Yeah, like Luke Fox will become new Batman, John Kent will become new Superman. Seed will likely be playing next summer and made a Hypertime Meet Crisis event with the 5G title launching in the fall. Yep. Let's see. The more accessible, newly according Orbit entry points. Well, yet the different tried before 8 years ago to be exact. The new 52, the new initiative is that I also see the include particle in the world like Rebirth. Wait, let me get this straight. Back up. So you're telling me this entire initiative is going to put all the current heroes under a crisis event, but getting a Jupiter clock and rebirth? I'm lost. What does this mean?
That's what I said. I'm looking into it.
Okay. I gotta send the link to it to private chat. Hang on.
Oh no, I'm going to do it on my private side because I'm about to head off. Gotta
Oh,
get tomorrow. Oh boy, more.
all right. Yeah.
My garage.
The entire situation in my brain is really messed up, and my
Hey, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Hey, Jeremy, are you doing those punctually?
Say it again. I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
I go. No.
You gonna do a podcast event later this week or next week?
Uh,
I mean, like,
oh, sure, I could start one up whenever you guys want. I'm trying to
Alright,
get back into the groove.
hear me now?
Oh, I'm not doing it now because I'm
You
about
hear
to
me now?
head off because, oh boy.
No. Yeah.
Step out of my groove.
We can hear you. Echo. Fuck. Lost him.
Well, then I guess I'll just head off.
All right.
I have so much to do, and God, that tropical storm just
Yeah, you're
screwed up a
telling-
lot of people's houses in our neighborhood. We're just trying to pray and hope we get some help from FEMA or Red Cross.
Yeah, I'll be gonna get through this too because. Oh boy, that storm must have hurt you guys hard. I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad
Yeah.
you're.
But I'm heading up, but thank you for the link, and I'm going to start doing more of these.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, like, you do a fun podcast, in my opinion, even though we have one topic with the topic, but. Dude,
But
it's fun.
I'll be back, and just if you're ever free, I'll just send me a link and I'll get on.
Okay.
Then till then, I'll see you later.
See ya. Bye. And then there was one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that ends my podcast. These are going to put all the heroes. Sorry to end the correct note. Hoping we get them give a Iron Knight second one, which if I can, but if I can't, then I'll put it over here. Send to my next podcast on Iron Knight. Welcome back. There you go.
I'm back now, fuck. What the fuck happened?
So the like you left.
I was gonna
So,
ask him again, and yeah, you hear me? Fuck.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Come on, man. Like, what the fuck, man? Sorry
Yep.
being rude, but it's just seriously.
Yeah, it's okay.
But anyway, I guess we're gonna had a long discussion. That
Yeah.
was great. But anyway,
I can't go off topic. We didn't get finished the original topic.
yeah, we went off topic, but I mean, I guess we'll do this topic we'll do this in a part 2 video, I guess.
Yeah.
Tomorrow
Yeah,
we'll title this video. We'll title this video "Everything Marvel and DC Related" and just go from there.
That's actually not a bad idea.
we're-
I'll probably rename the podcast to everything related to Marvel and DC or any pop culture.
Yeah.
I can't
That
wait.
too, and that.
No, wait, everything related to pop culture, maybe? I don't know if there's anything.
No, just Marvel and DC and more. Just
More and
Go
DC and
from there.
more. Gotcha. I'll
Okay.
tell you end this. So,
all right.
definitely doing
So,
Marvel DC pop culture related or DC guys want to put on hold, even if they got a different topic altogether. So tuned in next gun on something. We'll probably a part 2 on DC guys.
We'll do the original topic tomorrow probably. We are extremely apologize. We just got our guy back. We haven't talked to him in so fucking long, and I man, it was great talking to him. I actually miss talking to him, and his opinion's very diverse. I'm very diverse on opinion on DC.
Same.
I get his argument, but I just feel like we need to just go forward. Doesn't matter what writer's personal beliefs. I could care less. As long as they put out an interesting storyline, they go for it. If people like it, cool. If people don't, who cares? That's what I think Marvel's doing. He disagrees, but that's fine. Anyway, I'll see you guys later on my main channel, Iron Knight Gaming. If you like comic book reviews, go on my comic book channel, Comic Book Fan 299. I do many videos on Iron Man and Spider-Man, and eventually going to be doing a couple other ones as well. So I'll see you guys later. Stay tuned for more, and see ya, buddies.
Yep, and you can follow my YouTube channel, Bunga, my video on Twitter, on my Google Plus, and I can find it on Twitch. You can join on a little on Marvel's at DC later. So next time on something, I'll tell you later. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll see ya. Bye. And broadcast.